I gotta change the audience of the stream. Forgot about that. Is this thing on? Pretty sure it is. Good times on everyone. This is your naturally born hated Virgo speaking. And as you can all tell, I feel a little bit better. I'm still under amoxicillin. And by next week, I should be 100% better. So I'm now 80%, but I'm feeling just a little bit better. I'm taking a huge risk on my channel doing this, but I'm going to go ahead and make the attempt. Um, I usually advertise this group on my other streaming channel due to the nature of it. But I feel like, and I do have permission from the owner to do this, I feel like I should go ahead and just, well, talk about it. So, as you can see here, there's a lot of people here in this instance. The following, well, sorry, I can't really show. Yeah, you see, there's like a lot of people here, and I can even show you how many people are in here. 47 people. Yes, there are 47 people in this instance. Hopefully, the owner gets back soon. They've done a great job with just keeping everything under control and whatnot to the best of their abilities. And I know that their two mods or whatnot are just busy at the moment. And I'm literally just someone who has just been, you know, trying to keep things in order. Just kind of like I'm kind of like the fly on the wall, as you would say, even though I'm a spindle horn. Just checking to make sure I'm not hearing anything suspicious and whatnot. So, for those who don't know, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Wilkins. I'm your naturally born hated Virgo. And pretty much what I'm doing is I make streams that pretty much help other Virgos fight against their nature, especially the toxic ones. That's pretty much all what I do, and that's it. I sometimes dive in games, and I sometimes like to do karaoke and whatnot. And at times, if possible, I like to recommend books. One of the books that I recommend, I don't have the full name of it because I have yet to finish it. Just type in on Amazon, what is it? Surviving in a goal oriented world, where it gives you some tips on just how to do that. It gives you a lot of various, like, little, what is it, like a to do list for each chapter, kind of like a little checklist to follow. So that way, what is it that you need to work on, improve on, but not in a way where it makes you feel like, oh, well, I made a mistake. So the chapter that I'm on is literally about procrastination, how procrastination is not actually your enemy. It can actually be used as a tool to help motivate you to do better. So, for instance, let's just say, you're working out and you lift, I don't know, like 30 pounds, 40 pounds, like on each arm, and then your arm starts hurting. And you're like, oh, well, I'm not going to lift weights, for a bit. So then your body, you start to procrastinate. So it's pretty much just kind of like not punishing yourself. It's just, okay, I skipped that day. The next day, I'm just going to do it. And if I notice that it hurts, then I should probably consult a doctor. It's just all about positively just talking to yourself in a way where it doesn't demean yourself. Because if you demean yourself so much while you're like trying to work out or exercise or just doing anything, learning animation or being an artist, that will slow down your progress. So that's just an example of what I usually would talk about. But today, no, no, no. We're not going to talk about that. I actually came across a TikTok that actually made me raise an eyebrow. I need to look up this TikToker's name, and of course they're furry. I mean, obviously, furry from furry. And they were talking about a topic that really caught my attention. I really didn't even have plans to stream today. I was going to take a day off, but I figured, you know, I help promote this group and I will, just talk about this further and give my own experience on it because with me being on this app for almost 5 years now, good God, balancing real life and being on this app. I figured that I'd give my take on it. Now, you know me, I am going to go a little bit more in depth, unlike others, where they pretty much would just kind of state it to the point, you know, so that way they can still maintain honest attention. And then you got me, where it's just like, I'm gonna tell it like it is, whether you like it or not. I'm I'm a hated Virgo for a reason, okay? You know, because I don't bullshit around. I'm gonna tell it, and that's it. All right. That's how my mother was. That's how my father was. I mean, that's how they still are. That's how my late grandparents were. They didn't bullshit. They just told it to me how I need to hear it, not in the way how it made me feel good. So I'm gonna go ahead and find the video and hear what they have to say first, and then from there we'll go ahead and get started. So, Lace Tager, Jerry O, Mari, and Mari, welcome to my room. And you all just tell me, are they right or are they out of pocket? So they go by the name of B Fles Boy, and this video has over 5 reposts, 5,072 likes, 371 comments, and 1,167 bookmarks, and 188 shares. So I'm gonna play this all the way from the beginning, and it's 2 minutes
I
and 27
streamed for
seconds.
about 30 minutes just now, recording a bunch of TikToks, and in that, I think that I should have most definitely brought up a little sore subject. You all probably have friends who aren't really your friends.
Hmm.
Now, in saying that, I probably triggered a lot of people, but think
You
about
probably did, and that's
it. If
good.
you try hard to be somebody's friend, and you try to work everything out,
Right.
but they still won't accept anything you do,
Uh huh.
if you do so much work and put all your energy into it, for them to just give you a couple worded responses or say, "You done yet?" they're not your real friends. If you go and try and play a game with them and they say, "Sorry, I couldn't," or they give an excuse and they do it over and over, but you see
Keywords
a
over and
friend
over. Mm-hmm.
playing with them all the time,
Right.
they're not your friend.
Mm-hmm.
They're their friend. And they
Right.
probably don't want to be your friend.
Exactly.
I am currently going through that right now, and it is one
Oh.
hell of a situation. I don't know how to act. I want to block him. I don't want to block him. I
Oh.
don't have much options.
Right.
And while I'm not crying out for help, and while I'm not feeling like I'm a horrible person,
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, I can't help but feel empathy, but also sympathy for this person because they're dealing with me. And I don't know how exactly to go about it. I've asked friends, and they don't really
Ha!
know either. It's an
Your
odd
Nachi boy
scenario
hated Virgo
because
has
I
a
have
lot to say
certain
about
friends who get
this.
better, but at the
Ooh.
same time, I don't. And I know there are furries who are going through that, and I know there are people who watch my TikToks that are
It's
going
not
through
just
that.
furries.
So, in
Oh
this
no.
unbridled mood that I am today, I just want to say if you are going through anything that makes you feel unwanted,
Mm-hmm.
or if you have that one friend or that one group of friends who doesn't want to do anything with you
Mm-hmm.
or who focuses on this other person more,
Mm-hmm.
bite the bullet and let them go.
There you go.
It'll save you so much in the long run and you will feel so much happier. I streamed for about 30 minutes just now, recording a bunch of TikTok.
I'm gonna send you all a link and make sure you all check out this individual and like their stuff. You know, hey trucker and rar. I find it's on how you. So what did you all think? Did you hear it properly? I'm not sure if you heard it, but is he wrong? Is he right? I don't know, but we're gonna break this down. But before I go any further, the stream, uh, even though I used to do this on my other stream, my other platform, it is brought to you by Paul's Obsessive. I want to set the record straight right now. This is the will group, okay? However, the owner wants to have a bunch of SFW events, so they're trying to lean away towards that demographic just a tad bit and open up a little bit more SFW, instances where they do games and movie nights, like anime nights and whatnot. Now, the only problem that I have with this is this seems way too similar to almost every single VR group I've been in. And, and I know I'm trying to promote this, but I will say this: the best part about this group is that they do offer suggestions. So don't worry. Oh, you follow? No, 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 no. They offer a suggestion about. So if you have any suggestions for like events, games, and whatnot for SFW events, definitely come on by if you happen to see me. There's tons of people here. We have some poppy furs from around here. Some that have like YouTube channels and whatnot. One in particular that came by goes by the name of Sawdu, and Sawdu is trying to, build their group and community. Very funny, happy-go-lucky individual. I checked out their world. I'm in their group, and I'm actually going to be a part of their music video. So, this Friday, along with many other friends. So, I'll definitely, let you all know how that goes and give my positive feedback, of course, because so far it's just been lots of fun. And yeah, everyone here is just having a good old time. They're enjoying themselves. Of course, there was some instances with, dealing with trolls and whatnot, just instigators. But other than that, it's honestly not that bad. It's actually pretty good. Now, the reason why I'm over here and not over there, because even though I have permission, this hasn't fully been communicated with the community here that I'm live streaming. So that's why in a minute I'm about to actually go on my helicopter. We're gonna listen to some amazing music. We're gonna fly all the way up. We're gonna fly around, fly above some people. We're gonna have ourselves a nice talk about this topic that I've been wanting to discuss for a long time about fake friends. But yeah, pause session. Come join us if you have any questions about this group. This is an 18 plus only group. If you have any questions about this group, you need to let me know. You need to also tell me SFW or NSFW. I'm going to keep it real because this is an 18 plus stream, okay, on TikTok, all right? I got to keep it real. And especially on the other platforms, yeah, you heard it correctly, okay? You heard it correctly. This adult 18 plus stream, okay? With, SFW vibes, with some suggestions, and of course with some cursing because this topic right here about fake friends, oh, I've been wanting to discuss this for a long, 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 long time. And I have some stories for you all. No names will not be mentioned. I will just simply just state what happened, and that is it. And if you're thinking to yourself, are you going to talk about the one thing that happened? Nope, not at all. This is going to be before I met those individuals, okay? This is going to be based off of events that happened to me when I first started getting to VR chat one because I want people to understand that you're not alone in this. And you also have to understand that this is just life in general. This is how it works because if everything just worked out perfectly, how in the world would you ever know how to deal with actual terrible people if the people that you deal with don't ignore you, don't treat you like shit, don't, give you the acknowledgement that you deserve? If you never dealt with people like that, how in the world are you going to advance in this life? Can I just be real for a sec? But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and find some music and we're going to have ourselves a nice discussion about this. So yeah, I'm gonna type in the name. Just go to the furry hideout if you're in VR and just join us. The instance is actually almost full. It's 51 out of 54. So yeah, so on the YouTube, on the Trove, and of course here, just check it out. If you see me, if you see a helicopter, well, that's me up there streaming. So I don't know, fly by and say hi if you want. And again, a huge thank you to Bees Flesh Boy. And I'm really am sorry that they're going through that. Or Bull. Or is it boy? Yeah, boy. And I'm really am sorry they're going through that. However, instead of just typing in a long-winded comment in your video, I'm actually going to just straight up just tell you my experience and whatnot. And that's pretty much it. And you know me, it's the natural born Virgo. Whether people watch or they don't, I'm gonna say what I gotta say, and I'm keeping it moving because I'm still technically fighting a sinus infection, and on top of that, I still had to check on my mother you know, hey Jeremy, how's it going? And I still had to check on my dog. So kind of on a time crunch here. And it is 5:08 p.m. and I really want to say what I got to say, promote this group a little bit, and then take me a nap because I'm pretty tired. I'm tired because I have to pretty much help like check the group and like tell the owner like, oh, watch out for this person, watch out for this, da, 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 and it's just it's up to her. But now you pretty much get it. So yeah, the group is this is just SFW instance. There's nothing going on. You will hear some suggested themes. It's all adults, verified incidents only. And so far everyone's just chilling and whatnot. But are they talking about the Pauls and toe beans? No, they're not. And I'll get into that in just a moment because the thing with me is I don't mind like advertising and whatnot, but here's the one thing that people gotta understand about me. I'll promote you, but I also am gonna give you some hard hitting criticism, right? Because I care. If I didn't care, I'd be like everybody else say, "Oh, check out this group," da, da, da. But I gotta be that way. I have to, or things will not improve. And if that makes me an asshole, then guess what? I guess I'm just an asshole. So let me find some music real quick. Oh, we got a skull dog in the chat. Welcome to my room. Shoot, I never thought I'd meet a skull dog in the chat. Luna, welcome to my realm. But yes, if you haven't seen me in the VR instance, just click on the TikTok and there you go. If you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer as many questions. If you too would like to state your personal experience, or if you have any questions about Paul's obsession, I mean, it really speaks for itself of what the group is about. But it's kind of confusing to people because, like, well, how do you implement SFW? It's not my group. It's not my group, okay? I'm literally just here just to help, and that's it. But it's not my group. I have suggestions, but I would like to hear your suggestions and whatnot. So, and of course, I gotta be careful what music I play because I have a headache today. Oh, trust me, I had a headache. I was coughing up phlegm. So, but I hope you feel better, Jeremy. I really do because everyone's been getting sick lately. Just yuck. Ah, yuck. Everyone's been getting sick lately. I'm gonna find some music. Listen to. That's why I like listening to Brandy Yates music because it's copyright free, and I don't have to worry about you know. Let's see. Oh, there's a yeah. This is some really good Ghost Walker by Brandy Yates. I actually talked to the guy. Pretty cool dude. All right, let me get on my helicopter. We'll get started. Hey, Tom, of course I got a helicopter. Think I'm lying? You call me a liar, chat? Call me a liar. You tell me I ain't got no helicopter. Okay. You know what? No. Over your line thing, I ain't got no helicopter. Okay. No, no, you just no. You look at the moon. You look at the furry hideout moon since you don't believe me. I will not tolerate this. Over your time out. Ain't got no. Let's see. Oh yeah, you see that? Oh, you probably kidding. Told you I got a helicopter. That's not the right one. That's not the right one. That's not the right one either. Is it? Hold on. I think this is the right one. Well, I mean, of course it's the right one. I mean, look at it. Yeah, yeah. See, look at that. Look at my helicopter. Told you. Oh, y'all didn't believe me. Well, he ain't got no helicopter. And that's the wrong one too. Where is it? This is the wrong helicopter. There we go. Now this is a helicopter, baby. All right, here we go. I want y'all to get a good look. I was on baby.
Alright, okay, you're just being racist now.
We got a lot of peeps up here.
I just realized
This here, folks, is Paul's upset. You can see it's pretty full. Look at that. Which is insane. You got those checking out the beer. You got those that are talking about Paul. You got those that are having little conversations here and there, and of course you got those that pretty much have like their own little conversation all the way over there. So they're joining all these lovely individuals who are in the Pauls right over there. But without further ado, let's go ahead and fly on away from here. All right. Let's talk about fake friends. Now, give me a moment because I personally have to adjust my camera and everything. I want you to get to see me. And I think it's kind of loud, so I'm going to make sure that I. Goodness gracious, that's loud. All right. Well, all right. Well, so we're not gonna look over there. At least I'll try. All right, there we go. All right, good sir, or they them. I'm not sure what your pronouns are. You are pretty much in a confuzzle situation on like what to do when it comes to dealing with people like that who just act a certain way. First off, folks, we have to figure out the most important question of them all. What is a friend? See, this is a question that even many individuals of mankind themselves from the history of time are trying to figure out. Is it someone that benefits? Is it someone that does things for you? You do things bad for them? Could it be a boyfriend? Could it be a girlfriend that just happens to just be like that buddy buddy friend? Is it someone that shares their the last piece of their meal with you, or someone that always constantly does things for you, or gives you a ride? You see, there's a misconception when it comes to the term friend. Okay, some people use it as a means to use others, while others pretty much use it as a way to like, you know, to enlighten, to pretty much bring about, like break away from the catalyst that is, negative perceptions of like what a friend actually is. So the truth of the reality is no one really knows what a friend is. It's like, is it for good? Is it for evil? Because I mean, you can have a good friend that does terrible things and it benefits you. You can also have a friend that does good things for you, but it can also not benefit you, especially if they're doing it for a gain to try to make themselves more popular. You see what I mean? Like it's always those different types of friends. Like it's a wide creative spectrum, just like with Toe Beans and Paul's. It's a varied. It's an expansive, like almost like a multiverse based lore of like trying to figure out exactly like what the friend is, how it works, and what you do about it. And there's different multiple steps that you follow. All right, so let's get started, shall we? First off, my definition of a friend is this: it is someone who shows love and asks for nothing in return. That's it. It is someone who shows love and asks for nothing in return. I'm not saying that the friend can't ask for anything ever, but a true friend will literally just do things, and then you, as the friend, will do things, and that's just it. It just flows. Friendships are supposed to flow like water, right? Or like a well oiled machine. There shouldn't be no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There shouldn't be no you scratch my back, I scratch yours. It should just be an organic way on how it works. Like, for instance, me and my good friend, Cody Perry, that I know, KWJ454, yes, I do have permission to use his name. I can consider us being friends. He needs something from me, I do it. I need something from him, he does it. No complaints, no issues, that's it. He needs advice, I give it to him. I give him advice, he gives me advice. You know, if I need something to eat, he will definitely give me a few bucks to give me something to eat. You see how easy it is? He was like the first friend that I had that actually like shared his Xbox Live Steam information with, right? And that was just that. And then I shared my information with him, and we never betrayed each other. It's we always communicate, talk to one another, we pray for one another. It was just simple synergy, my friend. Synergy. It was just no drama, no nothing. Always asking about how our parents are doing, always asking like how school's going, encouraging one another, strengthening one another, telling the truth, even if we didn't like it. That, my friends, that, ladies and gentlemen, is a friend. Literally, that's it. And there are also some friends where you don't always have to hang out with them. And I have that type of friend where I literally have someone that I talk to every now and then, and busy because, IRL situations like with family, or, they're at the war, or they're constantly working a lot. So they don't have time to constantly, communicate or text. And that's perfectly fine. That's okay. And I have friends like that. And guess what? It's like, I talk to them, and then, I don't see them for like, a few months or maybe several months, and then but we still always find ways to like communicate within that time, and then they come back, we talk as if we just continued our conversation. You see, friendship should not be complicated. So write that down. Friendship should not be complicated. It's really simple. It shows love, true love, love that doesn't make you feel uncomfortable. It doesn't pressure you. It doesn't make you feel like you have to do anything. It just flows naturally. That's friendship. That's how it's supposed to work, people. It's really easy, but at the same time, it's not. See, that's the tricky part. It's easy, then it's not. Well, what do you mean? You just literally said it's easy. See, it's easy only when you earn that person's trust. See, when you look at statistics like with divorce rates and like the amount of breakups between boyfriend, girlfriend, 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 boyfriend, boyfriend, whatever your sexual preference or orientation is, there is always going to be some type of dilemma that pretty much separates the two, right? And it's always with one single terminology, one term, just one term that destroys everything: miscommunication. Miscommunication is one of the detriments to any and all relationships. It could be as simple as, hey, you could take $20 out of this card, and then your friend takes $50. Oh, a trust was broken. You trusted them, right, to only take 20, they took 50. So now there's a disconnect, and now you don't trust that person anymore. So now you're telling your other friends or acquaintances, don't trust this person because blah, blah, blah. I told them 20 and they took 50. I think, they're a thief and whatnot. What if, what if, just maybe, they did take 20 out, and it turns out that one of their other friends, pretty much, they pretty much, took some money out. So yeah, there was a distrust, but at the same time, they took the 20 out, but maybe they pretty much thought to say, oh, they won't care. See, that miscommunication. And then you also have to ask that other person, what type of boundaries did you set at first? I'm gonna tell you a funny story that happened to me. So there was this woman, right, that I met at a VR chat, right? And she comes in here all nonchalant, not knowing what this group is about. I literally told her everything. She got creeped out, unfriended me, and walked off and pretty much acted like I told her some of the worst heinous things ever. That will teach you before you join an instance or a group to actually take the time. Listen, people, it's really easy. You just go to, a world, you click on whatever world, and look at that. There's a group here. I click on that group, and it gives me the group rules. I check the group info, the posts, or whatever, and then after that, it is now my responsibility what happens afterwards because I took less than not even 1 minute to click on that group link, right? Less than 1 minute. Bam. Read the rules. Bam. Now I'm ready. Now I know what to expect. So if I see something freaky and whatnot, hey, at least I know what I got myself into. So if you come into an instance, right, and this goes, we're going to use this another example with your friend. Y'all go to this instance and y'all look at each other, slap y'all both slap both of y'all selves in the face because you didn't take the time to actually click on that link and just go over the rules. You know what I mean? You see that miscommunication. And let's just say that friend of yours is super duper, like that, all that type of stuff. Like, oh my God, it's so disgusting. Like, I'm a grown adult. And I would never. And every time you meet a person that says I would never, just give them the coldest look ever, like this stone cold look, because I promise and I assure you, they are probably one of the biggest liars ever. Because if they can't even admit that they don't have those types of thoughts, or at least once had those thoughts, they're lying to you. And that alone right there can also destroy friendship. See the trust, that lying, that it's not like the sarcastic, funny haha lie. It's like a dead, like, serious lie of like, oh, I would never do that and whatnot. So right there alone, when that person said that, right, they already pretty much stated and showed that they're judgmental and they're critical. So right there, they already exposed certain characters you didn't even know about that person just out of their mouth. You see what I'm saying? This is what I mean when I say that friendships are, you know, it's confusing, but if you don't know, it's only confusing if you don't know what you're doing. First and foremost, you need to listen to people, all right? Listen to them. Listen to them. I always tell people when you want to get to know a person, you talk to them, you introduce yourself, the handshake, whatever, fist bumps, or they don't like being touched, air high five, whatever. Once you establish that, start a conversation, whatever it is. Try to avoid certain topics that are quote unquote creepy. And I hate when people say stuff like, oh, conversations are creepy. Listen, bitch. Creepy conversations consist of like life or death, like someone's actually like trying to mess with kids, or anything involving like guru or like along those lines. Someone simply talking about feet or just like anything that's just pretty much common knowledge or something you could look up yourself based on the context of it isn't creepy. It's just your ignorance of not understanding what that term isn't creepy. It's just your ignorance of not understanding what that term even knowledge or something you could it isn't creepy. It's just your ignorance of not under we also have it's going to also break friendships is that you deal with people who constantly like to use certain terminology and they don't even know what that terminology is. So that can also be a problem too. One second. As CM Punk once said, tell me when I'm telling lies. And if I'm telling lies, I'll shut this stream off right now. I don't hear no one saying that I'm telling lies. Okay, so I'm gonna continue. So right there we have one, two, three big examples of like how friendships, pretty much can be utterly destroyed. Miscommunication is one of the biggest factors. It will destroy a friendship faster than you can even spell the word friendship, faster than you can even input the commands to even perform a friendship on the old Super Nintendo or the Sega Genesis of Mortal Kombat 3. Was there Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 in the Sega Genesis? I can't remember. Maybe there was. I don't know. I'm not sure. I know there's Mortal Kombat Trilogy in PlayStation 1. But miscommunication destroys relationships. Write that down. Miscommunication destroys relationships. It's not distance, it's miscommunication. Okay? Okay? All right. The second thing that can also destroy a friendship is very, very simple. It's the trust, which also relates to miscommunication. If someone like trusts you with like a secret, or if it's just like, hey, I'm gonna send you something and it's part of an NDA, please don't leak this, and then you leak it anyway, friendship automatically destroyed. Yes, people will forgive you over time, oh sorry and all that stuff, but will they trust you again? Is no. See, when you try to rekindle a friendship, it just doesn't feel the same anymore because past wounds and certain trust barriers were broken. Someone gave you something and they decided to spread it like wildfire. That trust is now destroyed. So, some people, what they do is they just bump people down to friendship level. Oh, you're no longer a friend, you're just an acquaintance. Oh, you're no longer an acquaintance, now you're just a constituent. You're no longer a constituent. Now we're just nothing. We're literally just strangers. And when you hit the stranger zone, I believe being a stranger is worse than being friends. See, if someone friend zones you, that's whatever. That at least your friend. Stranger zone means you're just done. You're, as they say, cooked, and ain't nobody gonna ever want to talk to you again for a while. Maybe you could try again with another person, but if you didn't learn what you did wrong, you're gonna destroy that person's trust, and that person's trust, and that person's trust, which leads to miscommunication, which leads to you pretty much leaving a whole trail of broken friendships. Number three, and this one's my favorite. This one's my favorite. And I'm going to also add an old school quote. It takes two. Don't ever assume that, oh, this person did such and such, so therefore that person's always in the wrong. No. One person does something to someone else, which equals to the trust issues and the miscommunication. So number three is friction. All right. This is just based off of, arguments not being solved, something petty, such as like something being old, hasn't been taken care of. It could be something as little as $5, $20. It could be as something as, you know, honestly, a little major as missing someone's birthday. And some people say, oh, well, that's just being unforgiving. It's like, well, it just depends on the person and whatnot. And I know Virgos, Virgos, they pretty much will let it slide for so long. And then afterwards, it's like, no, I'm not going to let this slide anymore. You're being a dick to me now. So I'm just going to cut you off. So that friction, right, that's unresolved will always cause that communication and trust. It's an issue. So, got to be very, very, very careful with that. So we got miscommunication, we got um, the trust issues, and we got friction. Let's go on to number four, shall we? Number four is a big one. This is the one thing that really destroys relationships. Dating. Oh, yeah, dating. If you're with someone and you constantly brag around that you're with somebody, you're in love, but y'all used to date, or y'all used to, have a little bit of a fun time, and if you done it to a point where it breaks that person's barrier, you will be lucky if that person A forgives you, and B that they're willing to still be your friend. Not a lot of people are lucky and they pretty much are just thrown into the stratosphere, like pretty much tossed off a cliff, because even I admit That's fucked up. No matter how you see it or how you view it, that's fucked up on every degree and every level. Doesn't matter, no excuse, you know. Once that line is crossed, whether it be through cheating, whether it be through just, actually hurting someone physically, mentally, emotionally, once that line is crossed through the dating spectrum, and there's tons of videos and documentaries about it, game over. That is a done. That is usually one of the biggest deal breakers that I hear from my friends and whatnot about broken friendships, dating. Oh, I dated this person, or I was in a poly, it didn't work out. That alone, right there, will always be one of the detrimental factors. There are exceptions to the rule, and those people are mature. Hats off to you. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of mature people when it comes to this. Because there was a lot of mature people, we wouldn't be having this stream now, would we? I don't think so. We wouldn't be having this stream. We wouldn't be having this discussion. We would literally just be going on, moving on with our day, right? No, 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 no. See, you got to understand something. This is bigger than what you need to understand because broken friendships, we have seen it. It destroys bands, projects. It can literally destroy and kill someone's motivation. It can disrupt their emotional process, their mental process. You know what it's like when you deal with your first breakup and it's like the woman just, they cry and then they move on, but then the guy, pretty much like celebrates and then cries. Yeah, because see, the two when they coincide with one another, then all of a sudden they're slowly drifting apart. The guy is the one that's broken and hurt at the end, and the woman is the one that pretty much moves on. Girl power and all that stuff. You probably think to yourself, well, why does it work with guy and guy? That varies. It can pretty much just be the exact opposite. It just depends on the person and who they're mostly raised by. That's pretty much where most of their behaviors will come from. So yeah, dating can be dangerous. There are, you know, exceptions to the rule, right? But dating usually just destroys friendships if not handled properly. It's very, very delicate. Hand raised right here. I almost got into it with the whole dating game, and it caused me to pretty much have to get rid of one, two, three, four people. It's a dangerous game. I'm telling you. If you don't know what you're doing, or you happen to know what you're doing, but you just happen to learn through the dating game that you're dealing with some people that might just need a little bit more therapy or see a psychiatrist, that's when you pretty much have to let it go. Now, with me, I don't let friendships go. I just pretty much just let people just show themselves for who they are. Like I have an idea and feeling, but I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go into this lady's cards out, and I'm just gonna leave it up to you if you want to pretty much destroy the friendship even further. I'm giving you a chance to redeem, to apologize, to at least try again. But if you still want to keep, fucking around and finding out, then yeah, I'm gonna have to get rid of you. So I don't bother every time someone says something that offends me, like that one woman I was talking about, whatnot, that I just hit that unfriend button, just la di da about my day, just constantly being triggered by the world, constantly being triggered by certain topics. Listen, hun, if you are constantly being triggered by every single little thing, do yourself a favor, go to every single social media app, go to settings, go to security and permissions, and hit delete account. Not disable, delete account. Delete your TikTok, delete your Twitter, delete everything. Because in this world, in this life, you're going to deal with things and people who are going to piss you off and trigger you. There is nothing you can do about it. You can try preaching to people. You can try telling them they shouldn't do it. You could even lose your marbles and say, well, why won't you do this? I'm trying to help you. At the end of the day, grown adults are going to do whatever they want. And if you're trying to tell another grown adult what to do, without some type of reason, yeah, good luck with that. Oh, and speaking of which, that's number five. That's number five, religion and politics. Religion, politics, and values. If there is no like, I don't really care what you do as long as you respect my values and whatnot, say religion, politics, biggest deal breaker for friendships. Oh, they're a Democrat, they're a Republican. Oh, they voted for this person, they voted for that person. Oh, friendship's over now because they voted for a different person. But they've been friends 15 years. Don't matter. That friendship's gone now. It's in the toilet. Yep, gone. All because of an election vote. That friendship gone down the drain, in the toilet. Ain't coming back. There are exceptions where they come back, forgive each other, and that's it, but it won't be the same. Religion, oh, I praise God. Oh, I praise Allah. Well, Jesus is the only God. No, Allah is the only God. And then that alone right there, just talking about it, already has severed a relationship. And then values. One person's clean, one person's dirty. You got a good friend, sweet as sugar pie, but they're dirty. They're nasty. Let's just be real. They leave their dirty socks everywhere. They don't like to do laundry. They always stink. They don't clean up after themselves. And over time, you can still be friends with that person, but you're gonna be like, you know what? I'm just gonna back away from you for a bit because this ain't gonna work. Do you see why I confuse the term friendship all the time? Because sometimes I feel like people use friendship as business deals and partnerships instead of actually forming a connection and a bond that can last forever and even be passed on even to their kids and their kids' kids. So that's why I simplified the term. It's true love that asks for nothing, unless certain circumstances, like, hey, this is all I want for my birthday, or hey, this is all I want for Christmas. Birthdays, Christmas, that's fine. If it's like something super serious, like, hey, I know I never really asked for anything, but can you at least spare something? I'm trying to pay a bill. And if that trust has not been severed and there's a lot of communication, and if you've known that person for a while, and if it's with good intentions, guess what? There you go. It'll all work out. But then again, there's those moments where it's like, oh well, I did trust them and I did know them, but then it turns out that they just also betrayed me. No, it's never an all of a sudden. It was already in their heart to do so. I've talked to plenty of women IRL on this app, and I tell you right now, once a woman makes up their mind, that is it. There is no if and but, a maybe, or whatever. Whatever they say, that's it. Oh, they didn't mean what they say. Yes, they did because they already fought it over in their head multiple times over. Probably even more than a Virgo, surprisingly. Maybe, not actually. So their mind's already made up. You deal with a woman that flirts with you or whatnot, and then all of a sudden they just lose interest. That's because they found somebody else. Same with a dude. It's the same thing. Like I said, the game of love is tricky, and the game of love can destroy a friendship if you're not careful. And you're probably thinking to yourself, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He's an asshole. I don't like him. I'm unfollowing this motherfucker. That's fine. Listen, the truth hurts, man. Truth hurts, hon. And you're talking to someone who's dealt with the truth. You're talking to someone who has been betrayed, has been hurt, has their name thrown in the mud, has been banned, has been blocked. I mean, you name it, you tell me, you give me a topic, and I will tell you the story. I will tell you the story about how a friend is currently friends with someone who blocked and banned me on their Twitch. Okay? Like, come on. That happened to me not once, not twice, but 3 times. Remember the story that I told you about how, and my friend was there, how I wished someone happy birthday, and then afterwards, the next day, banned me from their stream. Okay? Like, this shit happens. But listen, the more assholes and terrible people you deal with, the better off you're going to be, because you're going to know how to deal with these types of people, and you're going to learn what not to be. So you're saying just deal with more assholes and my life will be fine? Well, the thing is, you have to learn to be a good, genuine person who knows how to deal with said assholes or terrible, quote unquote, disgruntled, people who obviously didn't have a great home life. I mean, let's just be real. Whose home life was perfect? My home life wasn't perfect. I mean, oh, I was happy and whatnot, but I mean, I have a father. I mean, I had a father, but he was like a father that came whenever he wanted. He came whenever he wanted. That was that. So that that's pretty much been done over with. I'm cool with my father. Have been for over 10 years. But you see what I mean? Like I pretty much broke down right as to why fake friends continue to exist. Fake friends exist because you call them friends without even giving them a chance to prove themselves to be a friend. True friends will at least help their quote unquote, individuals like acquaintances, constituents get to see a little bit of themselves that they don't like so that they can learn over time to be a good person. You can't you can't teach people all the time, sometimes with just your words. Sometimes you have to lead by example. I was literally in a situation where I joined off of someone. They were on green. I said, "Hey, how are you?" They gave me the cold shoulder and freaking went on red and left the instance. Now I understand they're probably going to do a lot, and I'm telling you, Virgo will look at that and say, I ain't dealing with this person." But because I'm older, more experienced, I'm looking at the whole picture. They probably had a bad day. Their job, their job probably sucked. Probably got cussed out by their boyfriend or girlfriend. They probably don't know what's happening. Probably intoxicated, and they say, "You know what? It's too much. I'm gonna put myself a red and just leave." Maybe they lost their voice. Maybe they got in a serious, car accident. I don't know, but that's you just have to pretty much presume that stuff and keep it moving. And when you have this attitude and you don't be like that type of friend, it's like, "Are you okay? Did I do something wrong?" You're gonna get a lot more of your respect. I've been doing that so many times with people. I get like over 20 plus DMs because of this. Because a true friend also has to do this as well. Learn to leave people alone. If you see that person not want to be bothered, they give you that shoulder, and you know that's not like them. Sometimes you just gotta leave them alone. Leave them alone. Let them think to themselves. Let them try to collect their files. Let them pick up their own mess. Let them try to figure it out themselves. And then after that's done and over with, they're gonna come back and say, "Man, you were a good friend, man. I was just tripping." Happens all the time. And like I said, I feel like I'm talking a little bit too much. No one's really processing what I'm actually saying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a video. They're going to break it down for you. So that way it doesn't seem like I'm being an asshole, okay? See, I have to do that now because when I talk, "You talk too fast. You talk in a way that doesn't make any sense." Okay, fine, fine. Because some people feel like, "I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just an asshole, right?" I'm going to play a video, right, from someone who obviously has a little bit more knowledge than me, and they will break it down for you in a way on how, a college professor will break it down to a student with learning comprehension issues when it comes to math and science. They'll break it down to you to a T so you understand that this is just life. You're going to deal with people who are quote unquote fake. Fake people are simply people who have learned terrible traits at a young age from their mother, from their father, from unfortunately probably some of their one or two of their grandparents or somebody. It's learned behaviors and it's coping mechanisms. It's a survival tactic. Okay, these are survival tactics because they've been betrayed so many times, they feel like that this is the best method to keep themselves safe. And with certain other terrible people, you know, I can get you, but sometimes you could do it so much to a point where you disrupt relationships left and right and don't even realize it. And Jeremy, I agree with you 100%. That's just how it works. So people that when they say stuff like, "I don't know what to do when it comes to this person," let's go ahead and break this down because you already got like the 5+ reasons why, friendships are confusing and why they pretty much don't work out as much. Let me go ahead and break this down for you, okay? How did you start off the friendship is number one. Number one, numero uno. This I have to state this to a way that people understand. How did you start off the friendship? Did you start off giving? Did they start off taking? How did they react to you? Did they even bother to want to talk to you? Or did you take the chance and talk to them? Were they in a bad spot? Did that person, is going through grief? Did they just get out of a gang? You're like, you have to really piece all of this together. And then once you hit that accept friendship, now it's on you. Now you got to deal with whatever it is that they're dealing with because you didn't want to take the time to get to know the person. I have people all the time that assume whatever about me because of the stuff that I'm into, to my fellow adults. And it's funny because when they are so quick to hit that unfriend button, and then when they look and they see that I'm just a quote unquote normal chill person with a job who's single, ain't fooling with dating and stuff and whatnot, who minds their own business and is trying to take care of their mother, take care of their dog and whatnot, it blows them away. They're like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah. I mean, dude, it's VR chat. I can pretty much do and say whatever I want if I was an asshole. But since I'm not an asshole, I'm literally going to be courteous, talk to people, get to know them. And that's okay. It's just, I broke this down because we will be here all day talking about what a friend is, give examples and give out statistics of like how many friendships, don't work and whatnot, because it's all subjective and statistics change, okay? Look, all right, before I play the video, it's never really your fault if things don't work out. Sometimes it just doesn't work, and that's okay. Because, and I tell people this all the time when they boohoo cry over one person, let that door stay shut and closed. You're going to find six other people that are going to pick you up. And then if that one person gets corrupted because of life and then they pretty much ghost you, whatever, guess what? You wish them well, you move on, and you find the next person and the next person. Life is about experiences. It's not about sticking with your clique. It's not about sticking with a similar group of people. And I don't know how many times I got to say this. You don't grow that way. You don't grow that way if you stick with the same people over and over again. You have to branch out. Yes, have your group of people that you associate with, that you trust and you love, but it is okay to branch out with boundaries and meet new people, talk to them, get to know them. Who knows? They may end up being friends you can trust and add to your circle. Do you think the Teen Titans would have made it the way, be as successful as they were, like in the comics, if it was just Robin and Starfire? No, they needed Robin, Starfire, um, Raven, Beast Boy, Cyborg, the Justice League. Some of them pretty much consider them friends. Some of them are just business associates. Some of them see themselves as just, individuals who like, hey, look, I like you, you like me because we have a mutual respect, but we're not friends. We're just, you see what I mean? It's a spectrum, okay? I would talk about the feet stuff, but I can't because again, TikTok will kick my ass. YouTube will kick my ass. Trovo won't give a fuck. So I'm not gonna go there. But when it comes to like friendships, I can break this down. You have like the friend that is there for you when they can. You have the friend that's there only when it's convenient. You have the friend that will pretty much give you the best business tips. You have the friend that is like the one that you need for urgent needs. And there's nothing wrong with having this spectrum as long as there's communication and there's like this, you know, I hate to use this term, but it's the true contractual agreement, right? Like, hey, you know, you do this, I'll do this. You do this, you do this. Humans work based on a contractual agreement, and it's a fact. They don't like, people don't like it when you say stuff like this, but it is indeed the truth, and that hurts, but it's true. I'll give you a good example. If you're an adult and you're still living with your mom or dad, I bet you have a contract, right? You follow these rules, you live here. You don't follow these rules, you get kicked. You go to the streets. You have to go with your friends. It's that agreement, right? It's that soul binding agreement that you do this, this happens. You do this, this happens. It's the same with friends with benefits, which be careful with those. Um, you do this, I get this. If you do this for me, blah 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 blah. So it's like the type of friendships you have to put them on level of importance to prevent yourself from being hurt. Okay? Okay. Let me put it to you like this. And I had to explain this to somebody and break it down to them on such a level that it literally almost broke their brain. Okay. Hear me when I say this. When I look at my friends list, like I have a total of over 2,000 friends, right? Let me break this down in statistics, okay? Because I'm very observant. Out of those 2,500 some blah, 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 friends, whatever, um, you know, most of them are adults. Like literally 90% of them, 95% of them are adults. Like small percentage are like those are young, that are pretty much allowed to be on the app because they look up to me like a mentor. I know, right? Don't ask. Anyway, so out of those 2,500 plus friends, here are the statistics. Okay, 80% of them are acquaintances. Ouch. I know that hurts to say, but it's the truth. Listen, there is no way on God's green earth I could be complete, total, bonding friends with everyone on this app. It's not possible. I will be worn out, tired, or end up in a hospital due to high stress. All right. Acquaintances is not a bad thing. Out of those 80%, look, there's at least maybe 10% that I would say, sorry, 70% I would say are like acquaintances. 20% are like, business type friendships, but they end up being like actual friendships over time. Then you got the 5%, like the 10% where it's like real friends. You got the 5% that is just, like the rare, like actual friends, like someone I actually want to meet IRL, get to know, possibly marry, like a very slow, like a very small 5% of like my adult friends. Um, and then you got the small percentage of 1% where it's like I see them every blue moon. As painful as this is, I have to do this, but the large percentage are acquaintances and constituents. All right. Well, how much number is that? 1,000. The true real friends is probably like in the hundreds. The every so now person, a person that's just on here just to see how it works, possibly less than, you know, 20, 30, 40. And that math is, some may say, is depressing. But why do you add them on your friends list then because everyone has friends like this, different levels, and it's not a bad thing. You never know who you're gonna need in this world. You may have that one friend who get you out of a sticky situation, and that may pretty much upgrade the friendship. You have the one friend who benefits. Be careful with those, okay? Especially if they're taken. And you had like the friends that literally will have your back regardless. That's in the rare like percentage, like the low percentage. And then you had the one that just talks to you about anime. You had the one that just wants to cuddle with you. You had the one that just likes to talk anime with you. You had the one that, pretty much within reason needs your advice. And then they give you advice. You have the one that pretty much gives you the ins and outs of what goes on in a certain industry. That's just not a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with having a friendship that only is acquaintance, constituent, or, just a friend with extra steps, as they say. Because the truth of the reality is, and Oprah Winfrey said this herself, along with Gayle King, you truly only have less than true 10, if you're lucky, true friends in this world. A true friend is someone who literally would ask nothing for you. And you want to know the scariest and most intriguing part about all of this? You don't really know that they're your true friend until you're close to old age and you're about to pass. That's how you know they're your actual real friend. Now, to someone like me who actually cares for everyone on my friends list, this hurts, because I do care for people and I try my best to check in on them. I used to do that. I remember almost tiring myself out trying to check on everyone, try to get to know them, whatnot, to the point where I made myself sick. Like I literally made myself sick. I almost ended up with like I ended up with a sinus infection, you know, and that was not good. So I had to learn to just let people be whatever type of friend that they want. As long as they respect me and my values, I could care less. I always tell people when I used to friend people a lot, you choose how long you want to be in my life, But I ask of one thing to you: before you unfriend me, at least give me a reason as to why. Talk to me, educate me, so I can be a better friend, so I can learn. Some people won't even give you that benefit of the doubt, and they would just literally unfriend you because they're mad, because you won't spend enough time with them, because you know God is, or because you're gynosexual, or you're LGBTQ, or because you're a furry. Just all sorts of stupid, dumbass reasons, and that's just immaturity on their part. Instead of just sticking along for the ride and actually getting to know people, they are so quick to hit that block button, so quick to hit that unfriend button because they're impatient. They are simply impatient. Instead of just taking it slow. If you know your person is this way, take it slow with them. If you know they're super hyperactive and whatnot, take it slow because they may have moments of depression and you ain't gonna know how to deal with it. If you're dealing with someone who's always mellow or acts, as if the world's against them, check in on them, but take it slow. If you have someone that's a pessimist and it's just due to, a diagnosis, take it slow. The key to a healthy relationship, friendship, or anything is to take it slow. Don't be so quick to meet people IRL. Don't be so quick to, pay for their virality ticket or whatnot. Don't be so quick to buy them stuff. Don't be so quick to gift them things. I tell all my friends, don't give me anything unless it comes from your heart. Like, I'm just straight up. I'll be like, don't give me anything unless it comes from your heart. Because if you just give me anything, then that's fine. It's not gonna really do anything. And you know what? TikTok just pretty much just said that I violated something. I really don't care. Oh, it says student inactivity. Oh, that's cool. Whatever. I said what I had to say for my TikTok. Now for my YouTube. My YouTube where it actually matters because fuck TikTok. And I mean that with every fiber of my being. Now then, I think you all get it, okay? And I'm getting pretty exhausted trying to talk about this. And I know I talk a lot, but every time I get on this app and when people treat me a certain way, I don't respond. I just have a flashback of what happened to me when I was 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 14, 16, 8, 18, 20, 21. It's all I just kind of chuckle and say, "Yep, I dealt with this before." And I just move on. I am grateful for anyone that I met, that I meet, that actually wants to be a friend of me. And I do my very best. I took quizzes um, where it pretty much will, determine what type of friend you are. And it told me I was the one that will always have your back and whatnot, but you can't always be there for them because life and whatnot. I said, you know what, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I want to be the friend that however people want to remember me as. But at least I will always own up to what I do if I'm wrong and I keep it moving. That's the type of friend that I want to be. I want to be different from whatever society sees. That's why I'm a naturally born hated Virgo who fights against their nature. Because there are parts of a Virgo that I can't stand. I want to be different. Even if it means I'm outcast from the. I'm not going to have a hate boner towards people because, oh, they're so mean. Oh, they unfriended me. Oh, they spread rumors about me. Life is way too big. Way too big. All right? For me to constantly have that type of mindset. I personally have to keep it moving. I personally have to keep going. Because I personally have to keep it moving. I personally have to keep it going. Because y'all don't understand this. My mother needs me more than ever. And my mother is definitely someone I would consider the ultimate friend. Someone that there's no contractual agreement. It's just common sense. We show love, we pray, we help one another. And I'm telling you, I don't ever want to think about that day when I'm older and she's older. And no matter how much she prepares, I don't ever want to think about it. Because you're talking about a friend, uh, one of the best moms in the world, someone that's willing to sacrifice to make sure that I wasn't too underweight, who gave me literally the best childhood of my life. I remember the one thing my mother said, and I'm really not trying to cry here. And I went to that hospital, and this was after I dealt with that whole situation with being in that quote unquote almost relationship with Anonymous. I used the money that my job gave me, right? You know, like the gift card, and I took a lift to the hospital. And I saw something that I never thought I would see in a while. My mother was in a hospital bed. She was kicking her feet, and she was like so happy. She smiled. She had tears rolling down. It was like something out of an anime. And when I saw this, I did my best to keep my composure, you know, be a man and whatnot, not cry. But she was like, "Come here, come here, come here." Like, sit next to me, sit next to me. She held my hand. She could feel the stress. She can feel the anxiety. She can feel that I've been working out a lot more than you. She looked at me and she said, "I'm so glad you took the time away from the people who didn't care about you online to see about me." I That almost hit me real hard. She looked at me, she says, "I'll never understand why you do this to yourself. Why you care for people who don't care for you back, who won't even give you a dollar, who won't even appreciate the little that you do when you were in a bind. When they were in a bind, you did little and they won't even return the favor." She looks at me and say, "Why do you do this to yourself?" I was literally on my knees praying, saying, "Lord, please let him see me. Let him just take the headset off and see me. I'm the one that's hurt. I'm the one that's in pain." Those that conversation lives rent free in my head every time I get hurt. I think about that at work, and even when I'm on VR or when I'm working out whatnot or I'm walking, I think about that conversation. Because I have over an infinite amount of good memories with my mother and family, whatnot, even with my dad, surprisingly. But there's just some memories that just stick with you forever. And that was one of them. She looked at me, and the doctors are telling me, oh, how her, it was one of her levels, I can't remember what it's called. It was low, and it needed to be higher. After that 1 hour or so of spending with my mother, and I left and I took care of my business, right? I get a text from my mother saying, "My numbers went up. My numbers went up. The nurses are even shocked too. My numbers went up." You know, it's funny because I remember, fuck, why am I trying? I'm trying not to cry. I remember when I was young and I would get bullied a lot and stuff, and I would have all this unriled anger in me that if I saw someone else get bullied, I literally want to be that person that just would beat that bully down to a point where they were not breathing as much. And it would scare me, and I would say, "Don't do that, man. Don't do that to yourself. They ain't worth it. They ain't worth it." And I remember the one time where I got in the car, and and I had my head down. My mother looked at me and said, "Why you got your head down?" And I looked at her and I said, "I ain't got no friends. Don't nobody care about me. I'm a weirdo. I'm this." She looked at me. She grabbed my hand. She says, "You look at me. I'm your friend. If don't nobody else care about you, I'm your friend. You got your aunt Melinda. You got all your aunts. You got you got your grandma, your grandpa. You got the your friends on the street. You are loved. But if they ever abandon you, and I know the family won't, but I'm just saying, just in general, I'm your friend." I try so hard not to cry, but I did it. And as I was crying, I apologized. I said I was sorry. She's like, "What are you saying sorry for?" Because, oh, men are not supposed to cry. She's like, "Who told you that?" My dad. And, oh, she told my dad off that day. She got on that phone and told him off. And yeah. So when I hear people in these stories about friends and having relationships severed, I pretty much stated this. I said, I don't really care anymore, but I do want to see those that I am close to happy. Even if it means I'm alone, even if it means I have no friends, as long as they're happy, I'm happy. And it's funny when I said that as I got older, I would see certain characters in anime and manga that had that same type of, reaction. They say, you know what? As long as they're happy, I'm happy. And that's when more people call me where they're like, well, why is it that you care about me being happy instead of you being happy? I'm like, because there's nothing that this world can give me. Yeah, there's things, but there's nothing truly this world can give me. Ever. To help me to be at peace. I had to find my own peace through pain, through heartache, through being called a terrible person. And I had to piece myself together at times after being given advice from a lot of people. And it was painful. So I hear people when they say they dealt with bad relationships and friendships. I know it seems like I don't react the way I should, but it's just my nature. But deep down, I do care. And I just want to say to those people, I'm really sorry you dealt with that. If you can find a way to rekindle that friendship, do it. If it doesn't work out, it's okay. It's okay. You are loved more than you ever know. I don't care what society says. I don't care how the game of life works. Be different than the game that life gives you. You don't have to play by its rules. Just because you're a certain sign doesn't mean you have to be that way. Just because your father was a murderer or whatnot doesn't mean you have to be a murderer. You have so many unlimited choices, even in situations where you feel like you don't. You want to know when I stopped caring, about, oh, I just want to make sure that people are happy? This was at age 5 years old. I'm not joking. 5 years old. When I saw my mother cry for the first time in my life because of what my father did. I vowed and dedicated that I want to make others happy. That's why I joined TikTok, even though the app gets on my nerves. That's why I go on these other streaming sites. It's why I'm on the red and the green and all these other sites I don't understand. Hoping that maybe that someone truly break apart what a friend actually is. And I'm happy to say that I was able to do that. And if I used to have fears on what if it doesn't last? What if it's my fault? I just tell myself it's a lesson and keep it moving. Because I was obsessed with being a hero when I was a kid. I wanted to be like Spider Man, Superman, Wolverine. I wanted to be like those cool anime guys. I wanted to be like, Vegeta and whatnot. And I lived by their core values, the good. I ignored the evil, acknowledged it, but I looked at the good in them and I wanted to be just that. The older I got, the more I realized it's difficult to be that good person. A good person whose reputation always is tainted through someone else or a group of people. That's how I learned about anti-heroes. And I said, you know what? Anti-heroes the way to go. Then, after my teenage years, I decided to go from anti-hero to vigilante. So vigilante is what I am. Vigilante is what I want to be. But there's that kid in me that still asks the question, can I still be that hero? What can I say to someone today to make them happy? To make them laugh? To give them hope? And it's just becoming so much more riskier each and every day. Because there's so many hurt people. All right, I'm done talking about this. And thank you for what came just to say hi and leave. I'm gonna go ahead and play the one vid, and then we'll end the stream because I really am getting tired. And thank you so much, Henry, for sharing the live dog. Welcome to my realm. I gotta get some tissue because I'm crying. Because I do love my mother very much, and it pains me to see her the way she is. That's why I could care less if people will leave me or hurt me. I'm just like, just don't hurt my mom. Do whatever, just don't hurt my mom. Don't hurt my family, don't hurt my friends. Call me whatever you want. Just don't hurt them. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. Prince Care.
Someone that you can
So it
share
doesn't
your
seem like I'm
experience
just
with,
talking.
someone that you can tell things and not be afraid to be judged or critiqued, someone that's going to encourage you to be exactly what you want to be. A friend is someone that cares. A friend is someone that understands your problems, or at least they listen to your problems in hopes of understanding. But one of the most
Mm-hmm.
important things about friendship is understanding this very simple concept, and that is just because you are that friend for someone, that doesn't mean that they friends? Let's talk about it. Although many of us don't even realize it, a lot of our problems come from attachments to the wrong people. A lot of
I was
us
just
are
talking about that.
overplaying our roles in people's lives. Now, sometimes overplaying your role, you may feel like you're being a nice person or you're being a good person, but it is not necessarily the case. And the quicker that we are to realize that is the quicker that we will feel at peace. Overplaying your role
See,
in someone's
I'm not
life
just
does
talking.
not make you more of a good person or of a better friend. At least not for that person. Imagine overplaying your role like an actual cinema or like
Yeah.
in a movie.
Yep.
Now, if the coffee man, who is just an extra, overplays his role as a person serving coffee,
Yeah.
that is not going to make him the main character.
No.
The story is still going on, and the coffee man or extra number 2 is still going to be extra number 2. That
Exactly.
doesn't change. It is important to accept that every single person is their main character in their own movie. Sometimes we're playing roles that are not even for us to play. Now,
That's true.
this is an important concept to
Guilty as
understand with
charged.
friendships, because a lot of us get our heart broken or
Yep.
feel deceived when
Mm-hmm.
someone is
That's right.
exactly who we thought they were and who they said they were. As the saying goes, when someone
That's why I take
shows
things
you
slow with
their
people.
true colors, don't
Very
try
slow.
to paint over it. Attempt to understand what exactly is going on. Detach yourself from the situation and accept that what you thought was really just isn't. Sometimes we find ourselves playing roles in people's lives that they didn't really ask us to play. Because they didn't ask us to play that role, they can't understand your devotion to that role. It is important to ask yourself the question, what role are you playing and why
There
are
you
you
go.
playing that role? If you never take a break or stop to ask yourself these questions, you'll find yourself attached in situations that you feel are always happening to you because of your misunderstanding of the role you are to play in someone's life. Ask yourself, are you happy with who is around you? And if you're not, why? Why are you not content with the people and the situations that are supposed to make you the happiest?
Yep.
Why is it that you go around these people and you feel empty? Why is it
Mm.
that you're in situations where you feel like you're giving and giving and giving energy and energy
Yep.
and energy,
Yep.
yet it's never reciprocated?
Yep.
Why is it
That's why
that
I'm
you
about it
feel
with
like
dating.
you're a battery where you come full of energy, pops into the situation,
At least not yet.
you make everything work, but as soon as your energy is depleted,
Yep.
you're thrown away.
Mm-hmm.
If you really pay attention to the relationships that you are a part of in
That's
your
right.
current life,
Preach.
maybe you'll realize that you're not really that friend that you think you are. Maybe you'll realize that you're this person's entertainer. Don't get me wrong.
Uh-huh.
There's nothing wrong
Yup.
with being
Or their
having
little
a
toy.
specific purpose in someone's life. However, not understanding that role is where the problem begins. Because where you think you're creating a bond that is eternal, you're actually just fulfilling a purpose. And once that purpose is fulfilled, you will be kicked to
You'll
the
be
curb.
thrown it
This is
away.
where
Yep.
the
Had that happen to me
disturbances happen.
when I was
This
young.
is where the chaos, the internal chaos happens. Because we don't understand, how is it that we're playing such a significant role in this person's life, but they're not appreciative of it?
Yeah, that's
A
how they
little
were
bit of
raised.
introspection can solve many attachment problems or many issues of friendships that are not working out the way we anticipated them to work out. By doing this, you're simultaneously detaching yourself from situations and making yourself available for new situations that will better serve you and that you will better serve. We have a very helpful video about boundaries that speaks about exactly this. It'll be in the description. Always
See, it's not me talking, folks. It's just not me. See, I'm
right
not
now
afraid to like
that want
share
to know
information.
you for you, that want to appreciate you, respect you, and love you as you are, for who you are. Stop selling yourself short. Ask yourself,
Yeah.
are they really your friends? Let's have a conversation in the comment section. I'll see you here next time on Howell Consultations, the how-to to being true to you.
I'm gonna respond to his video quick. As we get older, we learn this. As we get older, we learn this valuable lesson from our elders. The lesson is as you live long enough, you will learn that you have more acquaintances and constituents. Oh my God. Do I even not know how to spell constituents? That's constituents, acquaintances. And you do friends on varying levels, and that is okay. Which is okay. You won't truly know your true friends until your final days of living. There you go. As dark as that sounds, it's the truth. Just subscribe to them. I'm gonna see if I can find another video. So, I love stoicism. Here it is. Hey,
Have you
Rosie.
ever felt like something was off?
Boop. Boop. When you get older, think of the memories we share. I'll never forget y'all. Even the ones who hurt me. I'll never forget y'all. That's all I can say.
Off about a
Those who
friend,
love me,
but you
those who hate me,
couldn't
I'll never
quite
forget
put your
y'all.
finger on it. It's like having a pebble in your shoe, small but constantly irritating.
Yeah.
In today's video, we're going to explore the hidden signs that someone might not have your best interests at heart,
Right.
and how the ancient wisdom of Stoicism can help you navigate these tricky waters. Imagine you're tending a garden of relationships. Some plants flourish, bringing beauty and nourishment to your life. But others, despite looking healthy on the surface, have roots that secretly drain the soil of nutrients. These are the fake friends, the hidden naysayers who, like weeds disguised as flowers, can choke the growth of genuine connections. Most people find it hard to admit when they don't like someone. Instead, they hide behind a facade of politeness, like a mask at a masquerade ball. If you don't learn to see through these masks, you might waste precious time and energy on people who don't truly value you.
Yeah.
In this video, we'll uncover 7 key behaviors that reveal someone's hidden dislike. Think of these as secret messages written in invisible ink. We'll give you the special light, the lens of Stoic wisdom.
Time to
Read these
skydive.
messages clearly. By the end, you'll be better equipped to protect your emotional well-being and cultivate relationships that truly matter. Number 1. The Joker's Gambit, when humor hides harm. Picture this. You're at a party, surrounded by friends. Suddenly, someone cracks a joke about your recent job loss. Everyone laughs, and you force a smile, but inside you feel a sting. This is the Joker's
I'm
Gambit,
skydiving.
using
If y'all can't
humor as
tell.
a smokescreen for hostility.
I know it's hard to tell because
These
you can't
jokes are
really
like
see
tiny
me.
paper
Oh,
cuts. One might not hurt much, but over time they accumulate, leaving you feeling wounded and insecure. The ancient Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius had some wisdom for dealing with such people. He said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." In other words, don't stoop to their level. But how do you handle this without coming across as overly sensitive? Here's a trick. Respond with calm confidence. You might say, "I appreciate a good joke, but let's keep it respectful." To us, this is like holding up a mirror to their behavior. It reflects their rudeness back at them without lowering yourself to their level. Remember, true friends lift you up. They don't tear you down.
That's true.
If someone consistently jokes about your flaws or insecurities, it's
Yep.
like they're holding a magnifying glass to your imperfections while ignoring their own.
That's true.
A genuine friend is more like a telescope.
Mm-hmm.
They help you see the vast potential within yourself.
Yeah,
Number
only if
2,
they wouldn't
the
listen.
poisoned praise. Compliments that sting. Imagine you've just finished a big project at work. A colleague comes up to you and says, "Wow, that's surprisingly good for someone like you." On the surface, it sounds like a compliment, but
Mm-hmm.
there's a hidden barb that leaves you feeling oddly deflated.
Right.
Welcome to the world of backhanded compliments, or as we
Sure.
call it, the
Know that
poisoned
too well.
praise. These compliments are like a beautifully wrapped gift box that contains a live scorpion. The pretty packaging tricks you into opening it, only to be stung by the nasty surprise inside.
Yep.
The Roman Stoic philosopher Seneca had
That's
some
true.
insight into why people might do this. He said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more. That is poor."
It's
In
true.
other words,
It's
people
very
who give
true.
backhanded compliments are often trying to make
Thank you so much for the
themselves
gift.
feel superior
My
by
eternal
subtly
gratitude.
putting you down. So how do you handle these verbal Trojan horses? First, recognize them for what they are.
Yep.
Attempts to undermine your confidence.
They
Then,
show you who
instead
they
of
are, believe them.
accepting the
Angela.
compliment or getting defensive, try this approach. Acknowledge the positive part while gently challenging the negative implication.
Do that all the
For
time.
example, if someone says, "You're pretty smart for someone who didn't go to college," you might respond, "Thank you for recognizing my intelligence. I've worked hard to educate myself in many
Yep.
ways." This response is like a martial arts move. You're using the energy of their attack to assert your own strength. Remember, genuine compliments should make you feel good about yourself, not confused or insecure.
There you
Real
go.
friends are like
Exactly.
good mirrors. They reflect your true worth without distortion. Number 3, the invisible wall. Subtle exclusion tactics. Have you ever scrolled through social media only to discover that your friends had a get-together and forgot to invite you? This feeling of being left out is like standing outside a party, hearing the laughter and music, but finding the door locked when you try to join in.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the invisible wall, the subtle art of exclusion.
Yep.
This
Dealt with that
behavior is
before
rarely accidental.
multiple times.
It's
That's
more
why I
like
was
a
trying my best to
carefully
include.
choreographed dance where everyone knows the steps except you.
Mm-hmm.
The Stoic philosopher
That's why my
Epictetus
job,
offers
if
some
someone is
comforting
hungry,
wisdom here. He said,
I always
"Wealth
do my best to help
consists
them out.
not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Applied to friendships, this means
Mm-hmm.
that the richness of your social life isn't about being included in every event, but about having
Yep.
a few genuine connections. How
Yes.
do you deal with this without coming across as needy or confrontational?
Hmm.
Here's a strategy. Instead of directly calling out the exclusion, create opportunities for inclusion.
There you
You
go.
might say something like, "I heard
That's a
about the
good
gathering
one.
last
I like
week.
that.
It sounds like it was fun. I'd love to help plan the next one." This approach is like planting a seed. You're creating potential for future inclusion without dwelling on past exclusion. If the pattern continues, it might be time to redirect your energy. Think of your time and attention as water in a desert.
Hmm.
Don't waste it trying to nurture relationships that consistently leave you parched.
Hmm.
Instead,
Wow.
focus on the oases in your life, the people who consistently include and value you.
And yes, the pause
Remember,
obsession
friends are like the stars in your personal constellation.
instance is still
They might
full,
not be
kind of
visible all
full,
the time,
50
but you know
members.
they're always there.
So,
And when you do come together, it lights up your world. Number 4, the time mirage. Always busy,
Ooh.
but only for you. Imagine you have a friend who always seems to have time for others, but whenever you need them, their calendar is suddenly full. This is
this
the time
one's
mirage, an
debatable.
illusion of
It depends
busyness
on who you're
that
dealing
only
with.
appears when
This
you're
one's
involved.
debatable.
This behavior is
It's-
like a magic trick. Now you see their availability, now you don't. But unlike a magician's illusion, this disappearing act can leave real emotional scars. The Stoic Emperor Marcus
Virgos are
Aurelius
good for that,
offers
so
some perspective here.
yeah,
He said,
we
"You
try our
have
best not
power
to do
over
that.
your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In other words, While you can't control others' actions, you can control how you respond to them. So how do you handle this slippery situation? First, recognize that time is like currency. We spend it on what we value. If someone is consistently too busy for you, it's a clear message about where you stand in their priorities. Instead of confronting them directly, try this approach. Gradually reduce the effort you put into reaching out. This is like slowly turning down the volume on a radio. You're not abruptly cutting them off, but you're reducing your investment in the relationship. At the same time, start investing more in relationships where the effort is mutual. Think of your friendships like a garden. Some plants thrive with minimal attention, while others require constant care but bear little fruit. Focus your energy on nurturing the relationships that grow and flourish with mutual care. Remember, true friends are like reliable clocks. They make time for you, not excuses. Number 5, the touch taboo, when physical distance speaks volumes.
Good to see you, Rocco.
Have you ever noticed someone who seems to go out of their way to avoid physical contact with you? Maybe they dodge handshakes, stiffen up during hugs, or maintain an unusually large personal space bubble around you. This is what we call the touch taboo, and it can be a silent but powerful indicator of discomfort or dislike. Physical touch, even in its most casual forms, is a fundamental human way of establishing trust and connection. When someone consistently avoids it, it's like they're putting up an invisible force field between you and them. The Stoic philosopher Seneca reminds us, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. This means that while it's easy to imagine all sorts of reasons for this behavior, the reality might be simpler and less personal than we think. So how do you navigate this hands-off situation without making things awkward? Here's an approach. Create opportunities for natural, non-threatening contact. For example, if you're sitting next to this person, you might accidentally brush arms while reaching for something. Pay attention to their reaction. Are they apologetic and warm, or do they recoil? If the behavior persists, you might consider addressing it indirectly. You could say something like, I've noticed you seem uncomfortable with handshakes. Is everything okay? This opens the door for honest communication without putting them on the defensive. It's like extending an olive branch.
Yep, I do this all the time as well.
Peace and understanding, regardless of their response.
Hey, Rocco.
Remember, everyone has different comfort levels with physical touch, and these can be influenced by cultural background, personal history, or even current health concerns. A true friend will be open to discussing these differences and finding a comfortable middle ground. In the end, genuine connections are less about physical proximity and more
Void
about
monk.
emotional closeness. Like radio waves, true friendship can transmit warmth and support
Yep.
even across a distance.
Why aren't you live?
Number 6, the fair weather phenomenon.
Why aren't you live?
Present in sun, absent in rain.
I'm pretty sure your followers miss you.
Picture this. You have a friend who's always
I don't
around
have a
for the
PC,
good
so I can't
times,
do
parties,
lives.
celebrations, successes.
Make sure you all check
But
out
when
Rocco the
storm
Otter.
clouds gather
That
in
is still your
life,
TikTok, right?
they're suddenly nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
Go check
This
them out. They
is
make some
the
pretty
fair weather
funny content.
phenomenon.
Pretty
It's a clear
entertaining.
sign
No, I
that
don't.
someone
Yeah,
might
you-
not be the
Make
true
funny
friend
content.
you thought they were.
You
This
make some
behavior
enlightening
is like a
content.
solar-powered
It's
calculator.
funny and enlightening to
It
some.
works great when the sun is shining, but becomes useless
I
when
just
you
post
need it
photos of
most.
myself on there,
in the
like
dark.
me hang out with
The
people.
Roman
Well,
Stoic
there you go.
Seneca had some
That's
powerful
very
words
enlightening.
about
It's very
friendship that
encouraging.
apply here. He said, one of the most beautiful qualities of true friendship is to understand and to be understood. A friend who disappears when times get tough clearly doesn't understand the true nature of friendship. So how do you deal with these sunshine-only supporters? First, recognize them for what they are, casual acquaintances rather than true friends. This
I
recognition,
met somebody named
while
Scripter.
potentially
He
painful, is like removing a
apparently
bandage.
is known in the
It might
furry
hurt for a
human.
moment, but it allows
It
for
says in their
proper
bio
healing.
to clone this, so that's what I
Next,
did.
focus on nurturing relationships that weather all seasons of your life. These all-weather friends are like
Be a
sturdy
scripter, they
umbrellas,
say.
reliable,
I don't know what a scripter
supportive,
is.
and there to protect you when you need it most. Invest your time and energy in these relationships.
Oh, cool.
When it comes to addressing the fair weather friends, you might say something like, I've noticed you're often around for the good times, but seem to disappear when things get tough. True friendship means being there for each other in all circumstances. Can we talk about this? This approach is like extending a hand to help them climb up to a higher level of friendship. Whether they take it or not is up to them.
It is.
Remember, real friends are like the roots of a tree, invisible during sunny days, but vital for survival during the storms. Number 7, the Whisper Campaign. Gossip as a weapon. Imagine you walk into a
Fuck
room and
gossip.
conversation suddenly stops,
Honestly.
or you overhear your name mentioned in hushed tones. You might be the target of the Whisper Campaign, a
Yep.
subtle but damaging form of social
Possibly.
warfare where gossip is the weapon of choice. Gossip is like a toxic gas, invisible but capable of poisoning relationships and reputations. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius had some insight into dealing with such people. He said, "The best way to avenge yourself is to not be like that." In other words,
There you go. Don't stoop to their level.
by engaging in counter gossip.
I honestly have
So
nothing
how
to
do
say
you
because I've
combat
already
this
said all of
insidious
this.
behavior?
In a way.
First, remember that gossip says more about the gossipers than it does about you. People who engage in gossip are often trying to boost their own social status by tearing others down. It's like they're trying to climb a social ladder by stepping on others. One effective strategy is to confront the gossip head-on, but with grace. If you hear someone talking about you, approach them calmly and say something like, "I couldn't help overhearing my name. Is there something you'd like to discuss with me directly?" This approach is like turning on the lights in a dark room. It exposes the gossip and often stops it in its tracks. Another approach is to make it clear that you don't engage in or appreciate gossip.
Yep.
When someone
It
tries to
works.
share gossip with you, you might say, "I'm not comfortable discussing people who aren't present to defend themselves." This sets a clear boundary and often earns respect.
It's true.
Remember, true friends are like good journalists. They verify information before spreading it, and they're more interested in understanding your
Right.
story than in creating sensational headlines about you. Cultivating authentic connections. Recognizing these signs of hidden dislike is like learning to read a new language, the language of true friendship. It might be challenging at first, but with practice, you'll become fluent in distinguishing genuine connections from superficial ones.
Yep.
But identifying these behaviors is only the first step. The real power lies in how you respond to them. This is where Stoic wisdom truly shines. The Stoics teach us that while we can't control others' actions, we have
We can
complete
control of
our own
ourselves.
reactions. Dealing with fake friends and hidden naysayers is like navigating a ship through rocky waters. The signs we've discussed are your map, showing you where the dangers lie. Stoic philosophy is your compass, guiding you towards calmer seas. Remember, every challenging relationship is an opportunity for growth. Each difficult interaction is a chance to practice patience,
I'm
understanding,
gonna check and see.
and
I'm gonna
self-respect.
check on it real quick.
It's like
I gotta
weight
check and
training
see
for
this
your
instance real
emotional
quick.
muscles.
Because if it becomes
Resistance
too
helps
full,
you grow stronger.
that
In
ain't
our
good.
next video, calm is immense.
Alright, I'm leaving
power,
it paused.
Stoic strength. We'll delve deeper into how to cultivate the inner resilience needed to face these
Probably a group
challenges
public, so
with unshakable composure. We'll explore how to transform these difficult experiences into stepping stones towards personal growth and stronger, more
yeah, it's a
authentic
group public. Yeah, I'm not gonna stay here long.
Don't miss out on this journey of self-discovery
I'm here
and
to see
personal growth.
friends and sleepy
Hit
jacks.
that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on our latest videos exploring Stoic wisdom. Remember, in the garden of life, it's quality, not quantity that
Hey,
matters.
sleepy jacks, what's up?
Nurture the relationships that nurture you and have the courage to prune those that don't. Your peace of mind and personal growth are too important to be left in the hands of fake friends.
Well, welcome back.
Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Stoic wisdom. Until next time, stay
It's
strong,
all good.
stay
I'll
wise,
stay for a
stay
bit
stoic.
because it's a group public. You know, I gotta be careful in those types of instances.
These instances you don't have to worry. Everybody's themselves. We don't allow kids anymore. It's a 16 plus. Basically, when I turn 18, I'm gonna be
Gotcha.
making it 18 plus. What's up?
Do you ever
Hello
feel
there.
like no
Hello.
one's there for you?
Hello,
Or do you
how's it going?
secretly like having
No
time
good
just for
game.
yourself?
Oh, hey, Ren.
Even if it feels a bit weird. What if I
I'm
told
doing
you
good.
that this could mean you're
Just
more
finishing up
stoic
my
than
stream.
usual?
Yeah.
Let's dive into why having no friends might actually
Make
be
sure
a sign
to tell
of
them Ren
humility.
says hi.
Marcus
Ren
Aurelius,
says hi.
the Stoic philosopher, is
Hey.
teaching us how to handle life's challenges, including friendships or the lack of them. Why do his ancient ideas matter?
There we go.
Because they still help us deal with stress, pressure, and loneliness today.
So, Ren,
Now,
do
think
you have
about
any
people
honest
with
thoughts on the
saving
Paul's
time,
Obsession
money,
group?
and energy
Like,
by
first
meeting
impressions?
Can this concept apply
Did
to
you
our social lives too?
did you enjoy yourself?
I
Or?
enjoyed my time there.
No
I
friends.
did. Yeah, I enjoyed my time there.
Believe that having no
I
friends
met some
is
really
unhealthy
cool,
and
fun
painful.
people.
Oh,
Is that really true? People often think that more friends
Honestly,
mean better social lives.
Tons of laughs, wild conversation, just good times all around.
No friends.
I have no complaints whatsoever.
To a more fulfilling
oh, thank
stoic
you,
life.
Ren. I appreciate it.
Buckle up.
Oh, thank you for having me. I usually don't go to group worlds very often, and to find one that was just so fun and open and welcoming is awesome.
And whether we
An
really
absolute time
need
and a half.
friends to be happy.
Much thanks.
I appreciate that.
Understanding true friendship.
I appreciate you there, Will.
What true friendship really is. Not just casual connections.
I appreciate you too. I know I just met you, but I appreciate you too.
According to Stoic
You
philosophy,
made a fun day even better, so,
it's
Oh, thank you.
It's
And I
about
found
something
a group that I could actually
the Stoics
have fun
believe
and
that
participate in.
friendship is
Oh.
built of virtue.
So of course I appreciate you.
Complicated, but it's really quite simple.
I appreciate you too.
Friendships are based on three main pillars:
Thank you.
honesty,
You're very
and
welcome.
loyalty. Think of it as having someone who always supports you, no matter
All I
what.
can say is all good things.
Someone who is always
Oh,
honest with you.
well, whoever raised you, they did a fantastic job.
Imagine you have a friend who is always there
Y'all
for
two
you.
look so
Someone
fine.
you can trust completely.
Oh, thank you.
You went
Oh,
through a
thank
tough
you.
time.
Thank you. I know. I mean, you're just
Or a
the
health
purple is
issue.
what does it.
This friend didn't just disappear or give you meaningless advice.
Oh,
He stayed by your side, checked on you often,
Cheers to that.
and listened.
cheers to that as well.
He was
Cheers
honest
to good
and told
times,
you
better
what
company,
you
and
needed to
Paul
hear,
obsession.
even if it was hard to accept.
Let's go, bro.
Cheers.
Think of a time when a friend was there for you like that. Share your story in the comments.
Have a good day.
True friendships aren't one-sided.
That's my friend Sleepy Jacks. I've known them for a minute.
It's about what you can give.
Hi, Sleepy Jack.
Being there for your friends when they need you, even if it's not
Oh,
always
hold on, give him a moment.
is crucial.
No, it's completely alright. I am thoroughly entertained.
And needed help.
Yeah.
You were there, bringing them food and keeping them company, even though you.
But what about this instance?
It's about showing up, being present.
Oh, no, 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 no. I believe this one's already taken. We're just, yeah.
In the comments below.
I was gonna warn you guys for being so
Friendship is like
cute.
finding a
Oh,
real
well, thank you.
friend, faith and challenge.
Thank you.
It's about finding those who see
I've
the
been
real
warned.
you and love you.
Yeah, I would try to take a photo and put you on the
Having
cute
even
couple
one friend
list.
like that is a blessing. That's what Stoic philosophy considers genuine.
It's all good, Sleepy Jack.
Taken, but I'm very much enjoying.
Decline of friendship.
Oh, well, that's good.
The ancient Greek philosopher Epicurus
So that's what it looks like when you get warned. That's the first time I've seen that in a while.
Actually, I've never been warned before. I tried my best not to cause a scene.
They ought to work on, like the whole screen. They should make it like more intimidating, where it's like a cross skull, like a crossbone skull. It's like you've been warned. And it's just like a dark, eerie voice.
Connection or something.
Yes.
Oh shit! It's like my connection died, and it's like, oh no, I've been warned.
Yeah, I feel like they should make that screen more intimidating, in my opinion. So when trolls see that, like, oh, okay, I need to stop because I don't want to see. Yeah, because I don't want to see that again.
Easy to attain.
Josh, the name that you have set to the device.
Yeah.
The VR chat name, just like, it's like, oh fuck.
Exactly. What would be funnier is if someone made like a custom version of it where it has like the crypt monster like doing a jump scare when you get warned.
Out of the
blue, like
making it more
anywhere for the span of
non-committal.
randomly between
Filio
1 and
focuses on
like
shared
3
interests,
minutes, it'll
mutual
randomly
benefits,
jump up and
and the
like
pleasure
just
of
give
each
you a heart
other's
attack.
company.
That'd be beautiful.
According
I
to
think jump scares would be
Epicurus,
more effective
true
if someone gets
friendship is
warned, because then
founded
people
on
be like,
trust,
okay, I'm gonna
mutual
stop now.
kindness,
I'm gonna be
and a
good.
generous attitude.
I know,
When
well,
these conditions
the only
are
problem I
met,
see with that is the people
friends
that'll be
can
taking
openly
advantage of
share
that, just
information,
trolling you.
Oh no, you're right.
learn from one another, and provide support
You're
and
absolutely
advice
right.
during difficult times.
I did not
It's
think of that.
Moreover, social
I
diabolical.
I did not think of that though.
such as
But they should do that for like
fire
Halloween though, like
Epicurus
jump scares
chose
for
to live with
warning.
friends,
You know, like
enjoying simple
like being
pleasures
warned.
Or like
eating
next
bread
day
and
for
cheese
fools
and
or something.
drinking mild
Yes.
Just like
Epicurus's
switch up the
insights
menus,
reveal that
something,
the
so like it just
advantages
keeps
of
like
friendship
jumping.
remain pertinent
Yes.
even in contemporary times. Today,
Oh yeah, I
there are
wanted to introduce you
multitude
to
of
Ren.
methods to sustain friendships globally,
Nicely. Hello there.
including purely
The name is Ren,
online
Cheshire.
connections, and
It is
we
a
can
pleasure to meet
communicate
you.
with them at any
It is. I'm
time.
also the owner of this
Nevertheless,
group.
modern
Oh,
communication
fantastic. It is
Yep.
an
technologies
absolutely
and
pleasure
societal
to meet you.
changes
I
appear
was
to diminish the
very
necessity
fortunate
of
to
traditional
run
friendships.
in and meet this
Many
lovely
activities
specimen right
that
here
once
the other day.
relied on a social circle are
And
now
so
available
far, I
through
have
various
seen nothing but
services.
good company
For
around them,
instance,
so
Oh.
can't really complain too
professional
much about
help for
always hopping
discussing
in.
our problems or hire
Oh.
movers when
I
relocating.
appreciate
I
it.
would like we
Moreover,
are
we don't
rehiring
need to
for
leave
I
our
appreciate
homes
you
to
always having a
engage in
good vibe
discussion,
about
you had to
as
be
online
17.
platforms offer a
I'm
wide
very
range of
excited to see what
groups,
else.
and
15,
communities.
14 as
Additionally,
mods
the
anymore.
likelihood of connecting with
That's
people
understandable.
outside
As a mod, I'll have to think about that.
offline, as we
Oh,
are no
got
longer
someone interested.
restricted to our immediate geographic
3.5
area.
is the age requirement.
Online dating,
I
which
would,
was rare in the early 2000s,
Yeah, I used to
has
be a
now
mod
become
before, and it's just
using
give me
it
any
to
power.
attain social
yeah.
and find a partner. Many people
I
now
would be too
prefer quick
devious
and
with it, just be
affordable
like,
entertainment through
It's a lot of
streaming
responsibility,
services,
honestly,
social
especially with
in-person
Publix,
meetings with
because
friends.
you want to maintain
Consequently,
order,
the
but you always deal with
necessity
that
of
one
traditional
individual
friendship
that just
is
want to make sure
waning,
time as a
supplanted by
mod,
the myriad options that
a
technology
live in hell
offers. The rise of
because they're having a
messaging
bad
is
day.
likely to accelerate the decline
that
of
sounds about right.
face-to-face
Sounds about right.
interactions
Yeah.
as people become more
There's always going to be
engrossed in
someone that
virtual
wants to cause as
reality.
much trouble as possible.
While some might
Even though
find
the fact
the
that,
idea
it's
of a
just like,
world without traditional friendships
you're the reason why
unsettling,
everyone else is having the
wondering
same
how we
issues
could
you are
cope
right now.
without them.
Yeah.
It's important to recognize that traditional friendships also come with
I
their own
believe I already
costs
greeted
and
y'all
drawbacks.
and saying welcome to Young Life and all
Lesson
that.
3.
So, are you kind of getting this instance populated, hanging
Isn't
around?
free, especially
Oh,
today
yeah,
in our
definitely.
individualistic societies.
Because I joined in on the pop sessions when I saw you there, and I think you immediately
We
left when I
focus a
joined.
lot on ourselves,
Really?
and our busy lives
Just
take
missed
up
them.
most of our time and energy.
Or it could have been my menu
Friends
messing
can be
up.
a blessing,
That's very
but
likely.
they're no
VR chat,
longer
you know how
essential
VR
for
chat is.
survival.
Probably your
C.S.
menu.
Lewis
Question:
said,
do you have like a
"Friendship is
TikTok or
necessary
YouTube? You can
to
feel
great
free to,
philosophy, like
state
art,
that.
like the universe itself. For God did not
I
need to create.
do not have a
It has no
TikTok or
survival
YouTube.
value. Rather,
Follow me on
it is one of those
twitch.com,
things which give value to survival." End quote.
Twitch/Ren Cheshire.
Having
Ren
a
Cheshire.
large social circle has
Gotcha.
become a
I
luxury,
barely ever
as
stream, and when I do,
friendships
it's
seem harder to
usually
find these
single
days.
player games because
There
I
are
usually do it
costs
for friends
involved that not
to
everyone
watch.
is willing to pay.
Okay.
The first cost is time,
Free to play,
which is
single
often
player, or
spent
just single player?
in
General?
busy lives. Do we want to spend
Single player.
our limited free
I'm
time with others?
variety as they
Many
come.
people choose
I
not
might
to,
hop on Apex or
preferring
something every once in a
solitary
while.
activities like creative
Okay.
hobbies instead.
But yeah,
The second
currently
cost
I'm
is
trying to
energy.
do a
We're often so tired during the
hardcore
week
run
that we
through
prefer
of
spending evenings
Outer
in
World
front of the TV.
and
As a result, we
what
tend
was
to
that
socialize
terrible
on the weekends, using whatever
Bethesda
energy
one?
we have left.
I'm
Many people
gonna
choose
pause
to
this
spend
video.
their free time alone.
But yes,
There we go.
I like to do as hardcore as possible because I enjoy suffering, and so do the people that enjoy watching me. If you enjoy
So,
watching a suffering furry, come say hi.
if I remember, if I could pretty much put this together, you like games like Elden Ring, Dark Souls, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, Black Myth Wukong.
I would like to like those types. I will play just regular games and go for the hardest survival difficulty I can.
Oh.
Usually that involves like the actual survival modes.
Oh, just play 7 Days to Die.
Things like that.
Just play 7 Days to Die.
I get irrationally angry at games like that.
Oh.
I don't like it because I'm not an angry person, but those games, something about them, just like I want to throw things.
Yeah,
So
because
maybe
it looks.
one day I'll do it. And
Yeah.
yeah,
There's also what's the other game that's really difficult? Um, what do they call it? Is it Dead Dead Cells? I think they call it Dead
that's
Cells.
no, yeah, that's Dead Cells. Yeah,
Yep,
no, I
Dead
heard about
Cells.
that one. 2D.
Yep, 2.5D
Yep.
Metrovania survival platformer.
Yep. That's Dead Cells. I saw some good bit about it. It looked fascinating. Honestly, I'd be great. I've considered
Yeah.
playing something like that. Also, I've been replaying some classics. Spyro the Remastered,
Ooh.
Bionic the Remastered. I've been playing the Kingdom Heart games. Always fun.
Hmm.
Oh my god. I get for drinking during that. Yeah, don't worry about me. I don't have much of a presence. Enjoy this one. This one here is
Streams are a team
enjoyable.
effort. It's not just one person.
Yeah.
I got to get information through other sources that are made by other people, use assets that are made by, other artists and whatnot via commissions or just through Google searches. And of course, I have to take the time, to research. So it's all pretty much a collective effort. I may be the voice and the figure, but the people around, friends and whatnot, they're what make the streams, a lot more enjoyable versus just
The
me
lifeblood.
talks like
Beautiful.
just trying to, help someone with their insomnia.
Fair enough.
I have that I can do I have that innate ability where I can just you know help people. Also was that Bruce Palpe? Bruce Palpe. Thanks so much for the roses. I highly,
Shout out. What was the name?
yeah, I highly recommend you check out their content. They make a lot of motivational and funny based you know videos and stream on the daily.
Shout out to you being an awesome individual.
Oh, thank you. I try, with being a caretaker and, doing what I can. It's
Well,
yeah.
I say you do a fine damn better job than just trying.
I
Love what I've
appreciate
learned
it.
from you so far, and what I can tell that I'll learn from you in the future.
Oh yeah, definitely. Uh you'll definitely learn a lot more about me, and we'll just see how that goes.
Well, color me excited.
Yeah. But the similar compliments that you give me is honestly compliments that I get even at my home, even from my dog, as she just barks at me, and even at my job. My job always looks at me and tells me, "Don't be so hard on yourself. You're a great employee. Just keep doing what you're doing." They say that to me every chance they get.
Well, then they were well earned, I would say.
Yeah. My job's crazy about me. I tell you, every time I'm not feeling good, they're always concerned.
Well, that's wonderful. An environment like that is one that is cultivated and well trusted. Something that you wouldn't really want to let go of too hard because there's so many environments out there that have just the exact opposite
Yeah.
expressions towards each other.
Yeah, my
It
job
can always
is
just be
amazing. That's why no matter how I feel, I always do my best to give it, my all because I'm very grateful for him.
just fantastic.
I have a resident who just loves cooking for me. Like he makes the best grits.
Confession time. Never had grits.
Um, if if you are someone that already has a fit body, it's best to like switch up the ingredients with eating grits so that way it doesn't mess up your figure. Because grits, uh, they're a little bit on the unhealthy side. But if someone offers them to me, I'm like, yeah, I just have to, do the work to work it out. Lifting weights
I'm
and
one
stuff.
of those motherfuckers that can't gain weight to save my life. I have never weighed over 145 pounds in my life, and currently I'm at 140.
Let's see. Well,
I'm
then
5'11.
5'11". Okay, so you're not bad. You're not bad. If you feel like you need to gain more weight, yeah, oatmeal and grits will definitely do that for you. Just
now I'm letting
again, so
everybody
you can like
go across
balance
the
out the
stage
cholesterol. But
that
again, it
once this
consult a
starts
doctor.
being
So
active
they'll give you like ideas of a
throughout
diet.
the
That's what I'm going to
episode
start
and
doing. It's
stuff,
like
I will be,
consulting a doctor. But my
kids
doctor
out.
always tells
No
me,
kids will be allowed.
no, you need to gain weight.
Oh my god, I just realized I'm gonna lose contact
You're fine. You just
Yeah,
need to
anyone that
continue to exercise and just gain weight. That's all my doctor
on.
just
No, I'm
tells
going
me.
down.
Like diet? No, no, no. You need to gain a little bit more weight.
Oh wow, I
like,
did not notice
we're
that.
trying to add some on there. You know, not shave it down.
Y-
Let's,
Yeah, you're wearing a Louis Vuitton
you need to
bag.
get a move on here. What are you doing? You
Yeah,
beat me. What are you doing to yourself?
yeah. They look at me and they wonder like, what's up with your?
When
Oh
you
my
disappear
god!
from my online vitals.
Damn it, Bobby!
What, he ran towards me and disappeared, and I would have been so happy because that
Ha!
part was fucking terrifying.
Damn it, Hank Hill! Do something about your kid.
Damn it, Bobby.
Oh wait a minute, Bobby.
You know how bad
Bobby
it.
Bobby Hill is literally a grown adult
When I
now.
saw that ugly ass
Who?
avatar running
What?
Well,
at
What?
that's
me,
right. They rebooted it
Yeah.
twice.
Reboot. I thought it was a continuation.
he's literally watching my six. He's like,
Yeah, I guess that is. Yeah, no, that is the right word, isn't it?
I swear, like a lot of these TV shows, they get the two mixed up all the time. Reboot and continuation. I'm gonna call it continuation because I waited years for another King of the Hill, but I think this will be only one season. That's it because
yeah, me neither.
you know, rest their
We'll see how
souls.
they run it.
What do you,
Yeah,
Oh, that's true.
what do you,
Rest.
how long do you spend in VR every day?
That's true. That's right.
it's been happening
It's
so often
wild.
that a lot of people have been, theorizing that that show is just cursed. Like every time you try to like add on those seasons, it's just cursed. But so far, the remaining actors are alive and well, so that's good.
How much would you say like these days
That's
lately?
well, cheers to their health then, because we'd
Yes.
rather not lose anymore.
Trust me. It's been hard for me when it came to
Oh shit.
Ozzy Osbourne. I've been listening to his music nonstop at times.
Did you say
Mm.
13 hours?
As soon as I learned,
Only such an amount of that was like 5.
it was just a mainstream of just
That was like 13 hours.
everything I heard, everything I grew up listening to, just over repeat. It was that one, like most celebrity deaths, like I'm very like impartial to, but that one was like we lost a legend.
He was a good person, but religious people were like, "Oh, he worships the devil because he drunk blood." Like, are you? Bet they're feeling terrible
I
now.
don't feel bad. Like he was just doing stuff.
Yeah, it was
Just
just
wilding out.
that's it. He was. Yeah, and they
It
spin the
wasn't
whole story.
about nothing. It was about having a good time and just going wild.
Okay,
About
so
being
you do
hardcore.
remember when that news story was going around like years ago.
Husband,
I didn't believe it. I was like, wow. No, don't listen to his music because it's devil music. Proceeds to listen to Ozzy Osbourne.
How old were you? So she was
I'd say it's far thing from devil music.
Oh, you were 17.
Yeah,
Most of the songs have nothing to do.
Yeah,
Nothing to do with.
he's totally secretly a demon, guys. When he was here, because he not only like made songs about talking about the corruption of government and like trying to wake people up, from societal like abnormalities and whatnot.
Truly the
Yeah,
devil's work.
yeah,
Truly the
truly,
devil's work.
exactly.
currently online pedophiles.
And one thing I know about Ozzy is that he never cursed in his music. He stayed the same.
Just kept doing his thing, and it was quality through and through.
It's like
Never.
he tried.
He got a bit too into the drugs for a bit, but
Yeah.
he came back. He came back from what. I think it was like really the wake up call was like with his bandmates and stuff, and having to leave the band for a while.
Yeah.
Just having to do something and figure it out. But you know what?
People think you were.
It just goes to show, just like you can stumble but still be one of the greats. Like you just gotta keep
Absolutely,
going. You have
yes.
to keep pushing forward.
Mm-hmm.
Inspirational more than anything.
Because he just is like stone.
So Ren, I have a question. Because there is this TikTok. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to my realm, Teenage Murder 88. Oh, that sounds like a name of a horror film. So there's
Teenage
this.
Murder 88.
Yep.
Shout out to Teenage Murder 88. Cheers.
Cheers. So there's this TikToker. I'm not sure they're popular for. I'm actually about to check and see if they are. Let me check their statistics here. Oh, they're actually pretty new. All right. But they made a video that caught my
I can't
attention
even get my
stating,
words out and start
"Do you
rambling
have
and
fake
stuff.
friends?" Now, I would like to ask you because I've already talked
Hold on,
about
my
this
fingers,
for
my hands are going.
over
Well, they're
2
here.
hours now,
There.
not
Yeah,
even
there we
joking.
go.
Yeah, almost 2 hours.
You do that
Um,
with gang signs?
what's
Dedication? I love it.
my definition of a friend is someone who just shows true love and asks for nothing, unless it's like Christmas or, birthday and that's it.
He's breaking it
Or if
down.
it's like a serious
Whoa,
emergency or
whoa,
whatnot.
whoa, get it,
But
get it,
what do
get
you
it,
think?
get
What
it.
is your
Whoa.
definition?
Oh fuck.
He's breaking it down.
Someone that can
You should change your name to
witness you
No, I'm
Hmm.
good.
either rise, stumble,
That'd be pretty cool.
fall, or succeed, fail, try again,
You could
Hmm.
probably
and
do
be
that, like,
willing
it's
to
really fun to watch. I watch him like
encourage the things that will cause you to be able to build yourself up better every single day
Hmm.
beyond who you may think you are,
Minecraft SMP.
who will only want the best for you,
What is
Hmm.
SMP?
no matter the score,
Alright, you know what Dream
Hmm.
and will desire for you to want the same for them,
Dream?
will never try to seek that out.
her too. I don't know much about him.
No, I
Now,
don't
who
think
taught
so.
you that?
I'm gonna actually do some research
I'm
into
pretty
that.
Myself.
sure he's a pedophile. I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure.
I have moved over 15 times in my lifetime. I have traveled across the continental States twice.
But I have heard
I have
some
done
pretty
mostly
crazy
working in the woods, and
I have two, and he like
I
stopped me posting for a while too because
have had some very intensive life experiences, and have made some very poor decisions.
I
So
hope
I
one
am
of
learning the
those
hard way about.
intensive experiences is not being chased by a bear. Please tell me that did not happen.
Oh God, no!
Oh,
Luckily, there
oh,
was no bears.
oh!
Luckily,
Thank,
no bears.
thank goodness. Okay, you said intense. I was thinking like, oh
There's
God,
like one
I hope it didn't involve like animals chasing you, because that's scary.
Oh God, no!
Yeah.
I did get to see a California condor.
Oh,
Looks like a moon.
Those things are huge. Their wingspan is so massive, and their flaps are so intense that it sounds like a machine thumping, and like you could feel it, like the waves of like air that comes off of them
Like a
from like long distances. It
hmm.
took us over a week to find out what was making those sounds, and we always thought it was like some machine in the woods or something that somebody was working or like doing something to the ground.
Hmm.
Then we saw one of the birds, and we all were just standing there. And we witnessed it flap its wings, and we're just like, "There's no way."
Now I do apologize. You were saying about
yeah,
because you was
stop.
trying to
Alright, go.
continue with the friendship, and then
No, 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 no.
you say you dealt with some
No,
intensive
I
moments,
enjoy
and
it.
then. Hi there,
I like
Strawberry Bunny.
your avatar.
Thank you. It's a public. It's
Very
actually
cool.
hold on. What's their name? Scriffers. So you can clone it
It's
and
a
share it
Nova
around.
Beast, I think.
Be a Scriffer.
I think it's a Nova Beast style.
And nice to
See?
meet you,
Where's your
Strawberry
no
Bunny.
beast?
Nice to meet you, Strawberry Bunny. Oh, you
Nice
also
to
have a
meet you too. Let
TikTok.
me.
I wonder if I already followed you. Oh, I don't. Well, now I do. And congrats on 110,500 followers. Wow.
Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Get us out of here! Oh god! Oh god!
Congratulations!
That is awesome.
Yay,
Oh my
that is
goodness.
awesome. I don't have TikTok,
Wow.
so I don't understand. But
Oh my god.
congratulations.
I'm definitely going to have
Alright,
to
here we go.
check out your music and whatnot.
Look behind you. Look behind you.
Oh god! No, please! Oh god!
See ya.
Bye.
Aw, they were shy.
No, just a wee bit shy. It's alright. Oh,
Oh,
I
yeah, they
love
were shy.
girls.
I didn't mean to scare them off. I didn't know they would react that way.
No, it's fine. Anyone reacts wildly bit different when it comes to things.
Yeah. Well, let's actually listen to their music.
If you're a cat owner and
You
your
just
cats
fly
love
away?
to play, but you don't have the time or energy to play with them, I have something that is literally perfect for
Just
you, and I
witness-
promise you I am not upselling this. This is my genuine, honest review. I got a free sample off the TikTok shop for an automatic self-play cat toy, and I must say I'm genuinely very impressed. So I have some cats, and they love to play, and I wanted to give this time to see how it would hold
Well,
up so I could give
after
you a
this ad.
genuine, honest review. I absolutely love this toy, and I think it's safe to say
Thank
that
you for
they
sticking
love
around for
it
the
too.
ads.
So I'm not even kidding. I wanted to see how
Wild.
long the battery would last on this. I think I'm on like day 6
Just
or 7,
witnessing
and
this
I
guy
haven't
fly
charged
around.
this yet, and the battery has
wouldn't you
genuinely
like to play
lasted so
chess?
long.
Chess?
genuinely really love this toy because I forget that I even have it until I go to leave
Let's
the house
see.
and I
You know
walk
what?
out here
Sure.
in the
We
living room
can
and I see them playing with it. It's extremely interactive.
okay, I
And
have to
whenever they
check
touch it,
my
it starts moving
inst
again. So
I
it
have to
doesn't
check
waste
the
the battery and it
instance that
turns
I
off
honestly
automatically
should
after a
be
few
in.
minutes of them
But yeah,
playing with it.
I
I'm
could
not
definitely
even
watch someone
joking
play a
when
quick
I
game of
say
chess.
that I see them playing with it all the time. I think by far I'm most blown away by the
there's a
durability
chessboard
of
in
this
this world?
toy and
I
the
had no
battery
idea.
life. Like again, it's been 6 or 7 days now and I have not charged it and it's still going. And my cats play with this like a lot.
I have.
My orange one absolutely adores it more than anything in the world.
Oh, there's
It
chess right
definitely
here.
keeps them
Okay.
occupied and interested. And like I
I
said,
thought you
my
meant the
orange one
chess
just
world.
adores this toy.
All right.
Overall, I give this toy a solid. I'll even go with a 10 out of 10. Like I can't really think of anything that I don't like about it. There's multiple different play settings on it. They
Alrighty.
ask for more
Who's going
speakers,
first?
super loud squeaking noise that keeps them intrigued all night. Overall, I think it's very worth the money, and I will leave a link to it in the shopping cart down here if you guys want to pick it up because I guarantee your cats will love it just as much as mine do. If you're
White? Okay, I'll be black.
Let's see. Hang on. I'm trying to find their music.
Fucking retardness because I'm too retarded to know what's going on.
Well, I need encouragement here.
Ooh.
Hi everyone, my name is P2. I just got an NG tube or a feeding tube placed 4 days ago because I have chronic digestive diseases that are making my body hate itself. Anyway, one of the things that sucks about this feeding tube is that I like to sing and I like to make music and I haven't been able to since I got it placed because my throat hurts. Well, that's not going to stop me, so you guys are going to come along with me for my first attempt at singing since I got my tube placed. I don't know how it's going to sound, but we're going to find out together. I know I have good judgment. I know I have good taste. It's funny and it's ironic. Only I feel that way. I promised them that you're different. And everyone makes mistakes, but just don't. I heard that you're an actor, so act like a stand-up guy. Whatever devil's inside you, don't let him out tonight. I tell him it's just your culture, and everyone rolls their eyes. Yeah, I know. All I'm asking, baby, please, 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 don't prove I'm right. And please, please,
Wow.
please, don't bring me to tears when
That chest does slightly scare me.
I'm so nice. Heartbreak is one thing, my ego's another. I beg you, don't embarrass me, motherfucker. Please, please, please.
Oh, check.
Oh, you do got me in check.
That was beautiful. Wow. All Raider Sonic was checking on me. Nice. Hey Raider Sonic, how you been?
Wait a minute.
I had no idea Raider Sonic was watching me. Oh, I gotta go back to that one instance because again, find my friends there.
I knew I made a mistake with
But
that.
yeah, take your time. Oh, hello there.
Disappointing.
Like I said, chess scares now.
I don't know who's winning, honestly.
That's this secret.
Because I can't see. Oh, wait, never mind. That's why. Because I had the brightness turned down. Oof.
F.
Yeah, F.
I'm gonna send to another world of fucking. Oh my god, I'm gonna kill him.
Gotta catch him first.
Not you.
That won't be a good play right there.
I believe 90% of the things I've done I would not consider good plays.
I forgot to turn the chest toggle on. I was like, why am I not seeing? Is this invisible chest? Oh. This where I turn the world volume up. There we go.
Mm.
This game of chess is very intense, folks. That's why I'm quiet. This is why they don't allow eating. Because, you know, the loud crunches and stuff would really piss off the chess players.
It doesn't
make me hungry.
make me upset.
It would just make me hungry, personally.
It'll be like, sir, could you please take that outside of the chess arena? Hey, Daisy. And then just imagine when they're just saying, you know, I have to eat because of my insulin medicine. Oh, well, can you chew slowly then?
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, I hate when it does that. That gets people frustrating quite quickly. Oh, shit. I did 2 little fuck ups.
Fucked up there.
What can we still do is try going for
Ooh, it's getting intense, folks. It's getting intense. Y'all got to turn on the intense music.
checkmate. GG's.
GG's?
Oh, never mind. I didn't even have time to turn on the epic music. Oh. GG's.
I don't like chess that much, but I've played a lot of it for like 3 years straight because of an ex.
Oh. I gotcha.
Well, that when I spent 5 hours in jail, that's all I did was play chess with the other people.
You're very lucky. No one's even given, that sentence, But hey, I'm glad you're okay.
Oh yeah, no, it was a bullshit charge. I was buying medical stuff from a American native and reservation instead of a state, and they didn't like that, and so they were like, "Fuck you." So really, it was
Wow.
just taking a bunch of my money, and that was about it.
Yeah, the American pharmaceutical companies are greedy, so it's understandable.
If y'all would like to join a group, I actually own only two groups. This one and another one called Kings and Queens. This is an LGBTQ chess club.
Oh, that's fun.
Hold on, where's your face? Oh, I was wondering the whole time, like, where is your face?
By the way, I got one photo from.
Hey, yo, this man don't have a face.
Another one, I got it AI generated.
That's cool. I want my persona to have oh.
So I had someone
My
draw my
nose.
persona once,
Oh.
and then I drew it myself. Doesn't look very good, but I'm very proud of my drawing of it.
There you go.
Face does the squish.
Yes.
Squish, 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 squish.
Sleepy Jags, I'm so sorry. I really wish that I could stay, but I have to go back to this one instance pause obsession because I'm technically kind of like a secret mod there. But people don't know that.
Shit, it's a big secret.
I will end the instance and go play some Minecraft. So,
Yeah. You too.
The big craft.
It's good to see you again, mate.
Dab me up for the chess game. That was sick. Oh yeah.
And eat something and drink water.
You had me there. Oh, you gotta hydrate or dehydrate.
Yeah. All right. I better hurry up then. Join me if you like.
Oh, of course. I enjoy pauseception. Pause. Up. I'm fucking excited.
Yeah, good experience.
I didn't know that was coming.
From peace to chaos. Huge shift.
They're gonna make Half-Life Alex 3. Like, no, they're not, bro. Or Half-Life 3. That's it. Sorry.
Zatarix, Traxo, good to see you.
Really see what I use it for.
It's the EP. Yeah, there you go.
It's ERP. Okay, yeah, definitely tell me your stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
What's up, dude?
Ow! Oh, life just hit me in more ways than one.
Like a 110, 120
My mother has cancer.
Are you serious?
More than just doing
Yeah, unfortunately.
like when I get full body, it's more like I want to experience.
So I'm her caretaker.
Like with my legs.
Were you one of the people that were there when my mom went through that?
Yeah, because I bet it will be like.
I am so sorry.
Because there's times.
Is she okay?
No,
Yeah.
No. She had pancreatic cancer, so it was inevitable.
I gotta power like 3.
She's alive now, right?
No, she died in March of last year.
I mean, like I was saying,
I'm really sorry.
him earlier.
Not the most previous March, but the March before that.
Still, I'm
Oh, wait,
really
hold
sorry
on.
about
Yeah. No, yeah, last March. Sorry. Gotta remember.
Some research when it comes to slime beer.
Yeah.
Get that working hopefully nicely.
No, wait, no. Sorry. The March before last March. Shit, am I that old now?
that. It still hurts regardless, and I'm just.
in March.
Then slime beer, some sort
Oh,
of nature,
so.
like that will be fine.
No, so last March was my. Right after that was. Yeah, no, the March before last March.
Like moving.
I gotcha. Oh.
Or dancing, or fucking
So.
doing.
It's a rough thing to go through. For
sure.
Fucking
I don't think your joints should be allowed
Yeah,
to do
that is
that.
gonna look all Jerry.
Because like overnight, man. I mean, they were doing good. They caught her early. Stage 1, she was doing good, but then overnight, within like 4 months of treatment, after even like chemotherapy and stuff, it just
Have a little bit of decorum.
just like that went to stage 4 overnight.
What? There's no children here.
Sir,
It's 18 plus verified.
Would you clearly have no idea how to do it?
I gotta turn you back up.
Oh, what did you actually lower me?
I had to lower you so I could hear this one.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
If you need someone to talk to you about it, I don't really like talking about it, but I feel
I
you.
appreciate that. Yeah, it's been rough for me
Hopefully,
because,
if you don't mind me asking, where is cancer? They found on her?
ovaries. Ovaries.
Oh yeah, she can recover from that. She can easily recover from that.
I
There's a
know,
high
but
chance of survival from that.
she's just been so scared and crying, and it's like,
I know.
and I'm doing everything that I can to calm her.
Prized photos.
Pancreatic, like that's inside of like right here. Like that's
Oh
you're
no!
paralyzed from your pancreas so much.
Oh,
Yeah, so it can spread so quickly. Ovaries, no. I'm imagined her having to go in and do a lot of removal surgery and shit, but
Painful.
we'll be right back.
yeah.
Do, do.